What is up? भूल गए कि वॉच पार्टी है? नहीं नहीं ब्रो, एक सेकंड ना. PRX फोपा नहीं ब्रो, GE फाइटिंग बोलते गाइस. What is up? What is up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? गाइस बहुत प्यास लगी है आपके भाई को. हेलो आयन भाई, हेलो नाइट्रॉक्स, कैसे हो? हाउ इज एवरीवन? नो गेम साउंड, एक सेकंड.
Just really set the stage for it, and he just continued to have
अभी आ रहा है क्या
you know,
आवाज?
just highlight after highlight after highlight at every twist
अभी
and
गेम
turn.
का आवाज आ रहा है
Clearly,
तुम लोग
when
को?
it comes down to split in particular, the
नहीं
guy's
आ रहा
right
तो
at
बोलो,
home.
जल्दी
So
फिक्स
if I'm
करूं मैं.
Paper
आया
X,
ना? हाँ.
I'm probably looking to take that out of the pool.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I think for Magnet is that he didn't really have a chance to shine at an international spotlight so far, and now coming in as an Indonesian player into VCT Pacific alongside the likes of Mindfreak, who had such a high reputation, you know, even going to Masters Copenhagen, and then saying, you know what, I used to be a jet main, I'm now a controller, and I'm here to take your spot,
कैसे
you
हो
know, in
गाइस?
that
कब
international
स्टार्ट होगा?
spotlight of
5 मिनट में.
controllers that we deem stars, is quite a
तुम लोग आ
daunting
रहे
task,
हो?
but he's doing very well up.
गाइस
Yeah,
अपन एक
he's
स्टोरी
shown
डालते हैं,
up,
ठीक
and
है?
we always get a player like this that maybe isn't battle tested, and it turns out they perform extremely well under that kind of pressure. Also, you know, looking at Mindfreak, he didn't have any clutches last week. He seemed to have these moments where he had an opportunity to maybe deliver, to come through and crush, and he wasn't able to do that. So hopefully, coming into this is going to be an opportunity to prove that, and not a pattern that's going to continue to repeat itself.
What is up,
on
guys?
week
We
after
are
week
live
after
from
week.
Yeah, we need to be
VASHI
seeing that
Agent
impact from him. I think
Jax.
that
अगर
he
आप
was
लोग नहीं आए
versus
तो आ
DRX,
जाओ, अपने
if
वॉच
you
पार्टी
went
पे आ
back and
जाओ.
looked at
लिंक
one of
पे
the
टैप
maps
करके
there, his
जल्दी.
average damage per round, it was less than
Yeah.
60
Yeah,
across
yeah.
the map. And it's just, you can't
ये
really
गाइस
afford to have that
सब
be
अपन
happening. You're
करेंगे
not
अभी.
necessarily pulling your
Sure.
weight. I mean, obviously, you know, he's still setting up smokes and whatnot, but when you do get into that position, when you're Mindfreak, we do expect you to be able to perform, to be able to put up those frags, to be able to find those kills, shut down
क्या
those
लगता है
site
गाइस,
takes,
कौन जीतने वाला है?
and, you know, have yourself be involved in the firefights when they actually do break out on your site. So I'm hoping that we see a reinvigorated Mindfreak here today, because again, it just, I don't mean to talk the guy down so much.
Sure.
It's just disappointing to not see the same level that we have seen from him in the past, because we know that if he's doing that, if the rest of Paper X are living up to those levels, they can be that
Increase
team that
volume.
pushes other
मेरा
international
volume
competition to the
की
very limits, that can make grand finals, that can potentially become crowned champions and be the best in the world.
मैच
Yeah,
टाइम
absolutely.
1:30.
That's the
पानी आ
biggest thing
गया.
I want to drive home
Red
is
Bull
the
नहीं चाहिए.
fact that we're all saying
fresh
this
lime
because
सोडा
there
अगर कर
is a
सकता है
case
तो.
where he has done it,
और
right?
कुछ
So
खाने
we
को
know it can
आदित्य
be
बस.
done, that he can really kind of support the team even when they look like they might
1:30
be down.
1:30
He's the
गाइस.
one who
ये हफ्ते
reinvigorates
से
them and is
सारी
able to bring
सैटरडे
Paper
संडे
X
की
to the
गेम्स
forefront right
1:30
now.
को शिफ्ट
The
हो गई
team
है.
overall, you know, seems to be still figuring stuff out, and Mindfreak's right there in the middle of it, where he's also not able to perform to the level that we've
गाइस
seen
अपना
him
कैम
do
भी सही आ रहा है
before.
ना?
So, with all this said and
अरे
done,
कैसे हो
of
शान?
course, the most important thing that perhaps
अभी आए
maybe
क्या?
not everyone is interested in, but we're interested in, is our own predictions here for the match. Now, theory would say that just given history, Paper X should be
चलो,
favored. But 𝐿𝐽𝐿𝐽𝐿 and I are going for Global Esports. You know, we'll hear the minority first here. What do you think?
Look, I am a little bit surprised by the pick, the lineup, I should say, here for Paper X. I do think they wouldn't do this unless they thought this was their best option to win. I think we're too deep in the tournament to be trying to lab things out and experiment. Yeah, I mean, I still think Paper X can take it. We're going to see as well if they're going to obviously lean into that very aggressive style. I guess if we have too many ego peaks from you know, them and they overextend a little bit, that's going to be a problem. But I think if they can do what they've already done, they can take
Still doable.
Yeah.
Still doable. All right, W Gaming. What about you, 𝐿𝐽𝐿𝐽𝐿?
I mean, again, I think for me, given what we've seen from Global, given the level of competition they've shown against really stiff opposition, I think that they should be well suited to handle Paper X. Aaron has really great reads on what his opponents are looking to do. I mean, the fact that he was able to get a read on DRX and be able to push them into that 17-15 overtime on split, it shows me that he's really got his head in a great space. He's really able to download his opponents, and I think that he's going to be able to do that a bit.
क्या हाल है
especially if they're going to go full chaos
कनाडा में
gaming.
4
I
AM
think
है
he should be able
अरे
to pilot the
जी
team through that
fighting
chaos, bring them out the opposite side, and be able to find the win.
Pupa 1
especially
second
when it
behind
comes down
है
to the defending
stream
side where he's most comfortable. I've just seen a bit more from Global, and I think that with this curveball being thrown, obviously this either goes one of two ways. It's either going to be, okay, CGS comes in, he brings something new that none of us were anticipating, that Global weren't ready for, and it catches them off guard, and it helps them get a win, or it's going to
अभी अपन आगे है guys
basically the two scenarios that are laid out. For
Feast or famine, yeah.
मैं वाशी रहता
हूँ,
आओ मिलने आजा मतलब अपन एजेंट जैक्स में है
because how much time have they really had to prep this? Because they have been
if
undergoing
GE
so
win
many
bundle
changes.
giveaway
Something coming in just before
if GE
signing
win
window
and we hit
closed,
47k subscribers
Korea,
bundle
they
giveaway
start
बस
scrimming with him. How much scrim time have they had with CGRS? I don't know.
Right. I mean, that's the big question, right? Obviously, he's been with
चलो
the roster a bit
47
longer.
ज़्यादा
That's
हो गया
something, but how much was he really
46.5
part of that core idea? Now, before we jump in, we have just a little bit more time. I want to ask you as well, Tasteless. In terms of curveballs, right? I mean, how much do you think that really affects players going on stage? I mean, do you think if you're Global Esports, are you kind of thrown off by this, or do you just say, hey, it's still Valorant, we just play our own game?
I would be a little bit caught off
तो
guard.
ऐसे ही
I
हो
don't think it's
जाएंगे
going to throw
guys
them off so much they can't play their own game. And I think if PRX fails here, it's going to show they really
G win
don't
possible
know what
47k
lineup
नहीं
is working for them.
46.5k
It's
बोल
going to
रहा
be
ना
a
इसलिए
tumultuous rest of the tournament. Now, if they come out and they perform very well, then obviously they're just showing that they can kind of open up the dashboard, tune the dials a little bit, and fix whatever issues they're having. But again, if it doesn't work, it's going to be disastrous for them.
All right, well, kind of a do-or-die mission here for both teams. Global Esports, they absolutely need the win if they want to keep their hopes alive for playoffs. Meanwhile, PRX, it's more about kind of living up to the recognition that the fans have given them so far and their reputation. Of course, for all things more VCT Pacific, you can follow us on all the channels you see down below.
होने वाला ऐसा
Right
लग
now,
रहा है हाँ
we're
मेरे को
gonna
भी
get
लग रहा है
ready to
close
kick
game होएगा
off
guys
Week 5 of VCT Pacific. It's going to be PRX
let's
going
go guys
up
walk in
against
time
Global Esports.
हमारे लौंडे आएंगे नमस्ते कसं काय सर्व छान भाई स्ट्रीम की आवाज बढ़ा दो थैंक यू स्ट्रॉ है क्या सॉरी आदित्य 5 मिनट आया आजा नो बैंकाई वॉक इन कप्पा कसं काय कप्पा हाय बस करेगा बैठेगा क्या कैसे हुआ अभी बैठेगा तो देख सेटअप है दूसरा भी वीटो नहीं अभी ये इंट्रो वॉकआउट होएगा फिर वीटो हाँ लगा के रखा है आएगा तो कभी भी आ जा वो साइड वीआईपी है लास्ट में जो टेबल है उधर हाँ चार जीबी बचे 480 पीपी पे मैच चलेगा ब्रो बन पर रंडे रोना करो ना लेट्स गो
Kicking off week 5 of Valorant Champions Tour Pacific 2023, it is going to be PRX going up against Global Esports. We kick things off on stage.
दे भाई फैन ये दे flag दे
Vanya, I mean, again, one of the players that we just highlighted is always worth talking about. This guy's made such a name for himself and continues to kind of carry on the M-named, controller players, just kind of dominating. Whereas we're looking for Mindfreak again to step up and have that impact. Bazzi on the opposite side, somebody who had an immense amount of impact in Global's first victory just last week, looking incredible. But we get our first look here at the YouTuber extraordinary CPRS.
I mean, he's got he's trying to find a spot. He doesn't know.
Oh भाई CPRS खेल रहा है ये क्या है?
It's his first time.
He's having fun up there. That's good to see. Again, we were wondering how exactly is this guy going to perform. And sometimes you can look at somebody walk on stage and maybe get a feel for where they're at. But it does seem like overall, all the these teams have gotten pretty well acclimated. We see something coming out as well, along with 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒. This is going to be an interesting match. Again, when this thing starts, I've got my eyeballs on CGRS. I want to see how he performs. Does he look shaky? Is he aiming all right? Is he overextending? Is he communicating well? If he is, then we go, okay, there it is. That's why he's brought in.
Yeah.
Guys, G का झंडा दिख रहा है क्या तुम
something
लोगों को?
that has been working
कि नहीं दिख
in
रहा है?
scrims, and they've decided that this is, you know, the best case scenario. But when you get it out onto the stage, that's when things can go awry. That's when it doesn't always live up to, you know, the potential that you have seen in scrim. So I'm hoping that CGRS comes out here.
ये क्या हो गया?
It's going to be on the rest of the players as well as Coach Alex here to make sure that he is feeling that way, because this is going to be a hell of a lot of pressure. Somebody comes in not
Guys, sorry.
necessarily being
पता नहीं
known
क्या हो
for
रहा है? हाँ,
being a
ठीक है।
competitive player, more so for his content creation,
Right.
streaming, that kind of thing. So really looking forward to seeing how acclimated he is.
And look,
Quality
it's
low
important
only
to
for
remember
you,
that,
हाँ.
while content creation and streaming, yeah, you want
Guys, 300 Mbps का line लगाया है अपन ने एक दिन के लिए. अभी सस्ता इंटरनेट क्या बोले?
It is different than being on a stage like this with a live audience, with the pressures really on.
Yes.
You know, not just to have something. How do I say? You have to play perfectly. If you fail, you really do fall flat on your face.
चलो
So,
Twitch पे
there's no
देखते हैं
going
guys.
back,
Fuck it.
right?
नहीं
Exactly.
आएगा
There's
ad
no
revenue
rewind,
नहीं
there's
आएगा. वैसे भी नहीं आ रहा है. तुम्हारे लिए ये पूरी करते हैं क्या?
At least this first map, because again, we don't really know. We'll have to talk to the team and kind of get, you know,
बस
some feedback on who is actually going to be IGLing during this map, because right now it's very much up in the air. My assumption would be Mind Freak, just given, you know, playing from a controller role, trying to dictate the pace of the game. Perhaps it's going to be him, or
Could
you know,
be
maybe even
Forsaken if he's
Forsaken.
playing, the Sentinels still, yeah.
It could be, but either way, you're anticipating it's going to be one of
Even
the
banned by
veterans of the
PRX.
roster rather than CGRS in something. But if it turns out to be the case that it is that, or if it's a shared effort and, you know, something in CGRS are very much contributing to the shot calling, then I'm that much more impressed.
Icebox
though.
Yeah, okay, we talked about Icebox not being played that much here in Pacific, but
Split
it's going
pick
to be PRX that says, all right, let's take it to Icebox, right? We haven't played it yet here in Pacific. Let's see what you've got against us.
I mean, you talk about not even playing it in Pacific. They haven't played this in a very long time. We haven't seen them play Icebox in a VCT event since Champions. Didn't play it at all at Lock-In, given the one series that they played.
अभी तो मेरे को
versus
देखना है
C9.
Icebox में Cigarette क्या
So they
खेलेगा
haven't
guys?
played this since they lost to EDG 5-13.
Poor Lu-
They did play it at the India Invitational,
Yes.
but that was also during Chamber Meta. So we haven't seen them play this map post-Chamber. I'm expecting that it's going to be a bit more meta.
तुम लोग भी Twitch पे चला लो शुभन.
Harbor and maybe even, you know, Harbor
Twitch पे
Sage
चला लो, lag
for that
नहीं होएगा
extra
फिर.
protection coming
Twitch
through
पे
on
चला लो,
flank
lag नहीं होगा.
despite defenses, but you know, again, with CGRS in this lineup, I'm not really sure what to anticipate. For the side of Global, they got to show it to us for the first time last week versus Talon. It was a fairly close bout between the two. We'll see what they have prepared today.
We did have Pearl
go,
pick
guys.
for
Playing
the
Gecko.
final map.
Yeah.
They're playing
Oh,
Gecko.
Cigarette Gecko खेल रहा है.
CGRS Gecko as well. I mean, hey, maybe he's been labbing it out, right? Trying to figure out how to make Gecko work here. And on the side of Global Esports, we've still got Aaron on that.
Guys,
Harbor.
G
Of course,
fighting
it's going to be
बोलते.
Viper. No
Woo.
Sage, but Texture is going to stick with that Killjoy for a little bit of that extra passive info. On the side of PRX, I mean, you do have the core idea still there, right? You've got the Viper and the Sage, which has been an age-old composition here. Something still playing that Jet. But CGRS on that Gecko, I mean, big question marks on how this is going to look.
I mean, it's so funny. We started out, you know, saying, okay, well, this is an unusual pick, and this is obviously an important moment. What are they going to do? And then you see they pick this agent of all agents to come out with a new player like this. This is wild.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait to see how it plays out. PRX trying to live up to their reputation. Global Esports trying to continue their win streak. Let's find out how this plays out on Icebox with our casters. It's Paper Thin and Quack.
Thank you so much, Desk. You know, I think we need to present to them our ideas. We need to pitch this idea that PRX and Global Esports, no matter
Guys,
what the result
Rossi
will
dip
be,
करेगा guys.
it's gonna be
Something
fun,
को
Sharks.
अंदर से लग
yeah,
रहा है.
I want 100%
We
equity
do.
out of you, Will. So
We do look like we're at a tech startup right now, yeah. And trying to scam Mark Cuban out of his money. But like, look, I mean, this is definitely,
Increase volume.
you know, this is gonna have to be a strong
Abhi
sales
theek
pitch
hai.
here for PRX. And frankly, you know, when we do our predictions, we don't know the lineups of the players before we do all
never
that.
do.
I don't. This might have
Abhi
changed
theek hai
my
kya?
mind, to be honest. You know, I
और
hope
भी
this goes
करूं?
well for PRX. I want to see exciting things out of CGRS. I want to see this.
अभी
Gecko
ठीक
be
है कि और
impactful.
करूं?
So far, it hasn't been too impactful in a lot of scenarios. I still think people are trying to figure out
चलो
exactly
ये 100% है
the
guys.
proper way to navigate 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒. Now, there's a lot of,
अभी ठीक है?
I think on this map, there's a lot of opportunity to really take advantage of the fact that this map has a lot of verticality with the utility. You know, throw it up in the air, get some info, it comes back down, you pick it up like
fresh
Dizzy.
cooldowns.
Exactly.
But that's it,
और.
right? I mean, we haven't seen that much innovation.
अभी guys
yet.
100% पे.
This is
यार
the
क्या हाल है?
third time that we've seen Gecko in VCT Pacific. Other regions maybe a
Overall
little bit
so
more,
far.
but again, the impact hasn't been that great. Maybe this is the Zoo strat that PRX were talking about during the conference and
अभी
everything.
ठीक होना
So
चाहिए.
let's see what happens. But already starting things off, it's a full team all the way straight down,
मार
and
एक और
they will
Ganesh.
get control over two.
It's a good trade there, and only losing CGRS, but now it's a flank from
Nice,
Texture.
Texture.
Here they come. Here comes G.
मारो.
You're gonna get sandwiched quick.
पकड़,
Texture is
पकड़,
looking
पकड़.
for it. Mindfreak
Nice.
trying to hold the off angle, but not quite connecting the shot. Again, impact kind of lost. PRX now. It's up to Forsaken back on the initiator.
Nice
role of all
रे
things.
Texture
Not
san.
quite landing the shots still. It's now down to Jing in a 1-on-4. He's only got a frenzy. This is a hellish situation.
No doubt, and yeah, I mean, it's
Nice
damned
round,
if he does,
guys.
damned if he doesn't there. It's just a tough situation to be in at the end, but yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, GE here, you know, gets great information off the rip. I mean, not only
What's
does
second
the
guy
Sky
F हो गया
Flash from Batsy confirm that somebody's coming down Tomb, that allows Rossi to be ready to get that early pick. Yes, he's traded quickly, but he sees basically everybody. He's like, guys, they're coming through mid, and Aaron has a great play call here. I mean, Aaron's great on the defensive side. He's like, let's just rotate in through spawn. Let's get behind him. Yeah, absolutely worked a treat here for the side of GE, and their pistol round success continues throughout this year. They've been absolutely just phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, they are up there in terms of pistol rounds, and also a lot of it is due to Aaron's
Guys, last बार
shooting
पूछ रहा
and
हूँ, is the
calling
sound okay or
as
not
the
okay?
leader. Now back onto the next round. Something's got the Sheriff. I don't know how much he can do off of this. 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 has the angle, has the Marshal. Not quite going to connect it now, but this is big information for GES.
Yeah, they're really controlling the space nicely here, not really giving PRX the opportunity to get in on this entry, get the plant they're looking for, using that harbor utility
volume
to
बढ़ाओ,
buy
रुक
some
जाओ.
time. But PRX standing pat, they're not moving towards the B side just yet.
ये
Still
round
all
के बाद.
5 players chilling over here, and this
अब लोग
flash
live
is
subscribe
about to
करो,
confirm
guys.
that, yep, there's still players there.
I mean, with a play like this,
Not ready yet.
for shutting down the time, the best that you can
ये
look
recon
for
तो पहली बार
is
देख रहा
just
हूँ.
a simple frag, maybe a pick. You can continue to push on through, but at some
Mar!
point, you walk straight into
Mar!
the blender. That is Aaron. A quick triple now, looking for the last one, but a right click to the face from Forsaken. Only for a second, though. You only have a classic now, and you're hearing so many footsteps, so many sounds. The ult orb being picked up. He goes up
अरे
top,
ऊपर देखो ना
actually
कोई.
finds a second. Maybe a third, but not quite. 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 will turn it off, the lights.
ठीक है.
A Marshal at point blank range.
I mean, Forsaken here, you know, he just kind of gets
भाई
value out
अपन
of nothing.
सबके आगे
He
चल रहे हैं, चलेगा
played
तुम
this
लोग
really,
को.
really smart at the end, you know, just waiting patiently around the corner. Aaron, good job holding the angles here. This is, you know, nothing too outrageous. Rossi there on the flank with the Marshal through the choke point. But the fact that Forsaken gets 2 kills out of this is pretty good. You can hear them there. They're going, the Pin players are going, how you go, which is like, oh man, like they're kind of a little bit, you know, they didn't want to throw those guns over.
Yeah.
Ra.
Let's be a little bit more careful about this, but the good thing is that they're recognizing they lost a little bit of that economy. They're going to save up. 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 on a Sheriff still able to dish out the damage. PRX has to be careful in this round because a single mistake, you might lose a rifle, and then that could be the bonus round for Global.
Look at how aggressive Rossi and Batsy are getting over towards the B side.
I like that.
I love
भाई,
this. This is a
मस्त क्या
different
भाई,
look
इन
from
लोगों
what
ने
we
deep
saw in the
space
last
deny
round.
कर
Now
रहे
you've
हैं.
got the Viper over here as well to try and buy a little bit of time, and a great shot from Rossi.
What a
Nice
pick!
रे
That's
गणेश.
your controller gone. You can't pull off fakes on B
Mother.
anymore. You have no choice but to rely on Jing and his walls, and you can only push up A at this point. Maybe if something can find a frag or two, but 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒, he's just going to be able to dash out of that situation. Now the hit comes on towards the A site. There are 3 players lying in wait. A snake bite at the feet of CGRS. He's able to find a little bit of a burst. Aaron's gone. Monyet still in a corner. This mosh pit does not quite land where he wanted it to, though. So they'll be trying to use the elevation to find an angle onto him. It works, and now off the texture. Spectre in hand, he's able to reposition and just to buy enough time for his teammates to rotate over. And that's where 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒e strikes. He's got the Vandal from behind. Something turns around 180, still lands a shot, but now in a 1-on-2. doesn't have that much left. No tailwind available just yet. 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how much pressure they're going to put on him. He's going to try this clear this
He's
corner.
Sparrow, get the first headshot, but
he's got to get it down the time.
VASHI, he's got the bird as well. A bit of a blind, but he sticks to the fish.
Oh! That's it. That's round over.
Just
Let's
enough
go,
time.
boy!
And that's bonus win for Global.
That's so well played there by VASHI at the end. Look at him spraying for that kill. Something is going to catch him.
Consolation prize, that's it.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, dude, like, you know,
Let's
something
go,
played
guys.
this round really, really well, was aware of the Rossi lurk. You know, even with Rossi upgrading to that Vandal, he's still able to shut this down. The entry here, not bad, you know, giving CGRS his first kill in VCT Pacific history, and then something, but he just doesn't have the time, you know? It's just like,
guys, hit that like and subscribe button,
coming in the next round, but VASHI played that timing to perfection, using that flash and pushing off the back of it.
And again, like, that is a strong defensive play from Global. I love that they push into Garage to get that information. See, right now they're trying to do something similar. A little bit of utility spent towards Garage, and the rest of PRX headed up towards A.
And now you have to leave Mindfreak on the other side of the map to try to sell this a little bit, and Forsaken gets the opener on Monyet.
That actually works out. Monyet a little bit distracted by the barrel he spotted at the top, but of course off
Nice,
this, the
Rossi.
side hit is successful. In fact, something gets to put himself up on a little bit of a nice sniper's nest up on top of screens. Right there. The rest of them rotating over. Maybe 𝑆K_Rossi on a fight again.
मेरी back किधर है पता नहीं.
PRX, they seem okay.
Yeah, CGRS only one away from his ult here. If he gets a kill, he could throw those thrashes out and do some real work.
Just waiting for it. Holding the angles, playing, ducking in and out of cover. The rest of Global trying to push off of Rafters, but it doesn't quite work out. And this is how PRX will still be able to find rounds, just watching each other backs. Standard, classic Valorant, and it works.
Yeah, it's just kind of GE's playing a little bit further back this time, and you know, a little bit more space being gathered by PRX, where they're able to read the map a little bit better. Leaving Mindfreak on the other side, even though he does die to 𝑆K_Rossi, he's still able to get through here, get ahead of a lot of the utility of the side of GE, and you know, get this round win. Looked pretty easy, pretty clean doing it. Now you've still got the Blade Storm in the back pocket for something. I was curious and maybe try to upgrade him a little bit, but Money's still a little bit down. So there is the Blade Storm for Rossi, as it is an eco round here for GE. A couple frenzies, a sheriff. See what they can do with it. So I like the way he's using his utility there. He's using the harbor wall against it. So he has the safety to pick it back up.
Nice info push.
Refreshing cooldowns. A little bit of information. We know 𝑆K_Rossi loves to get up on top of pipes. PRX, on the other hand, recognizing the scenario, will just rotate all the way over to B. Look at where Mindfreak is, though.
Should be noted by the turret here. Yeah, okay, let's see what the reaction is going to be. Oh, the Thrash gets one, and the follow-up is great.
What a double kill. Off the Thrasher, and that's a coordinated play. Kind of works out. Here comes Monyet with the Sheriff. Will be shut down, and the last one left, 𝑆K_Rossi. He's got the blades, but not quite going to find any cuts with that. And that's going to be a second round win for PRX.
Yeah, flawless here, and a huge change of momentum for PRX. Now, as Rossi is looking to invest in that operator potentially. I can see it floating in his buy. Didn't have enough for the follow-up. That's a great transfer there from Mindfreak. And the Desmond's talking about it, that we need to see him step up, and that's a big round. A good start for him and PRX. 4 kills in that one for Mindfreak. And
अरे ये क्या Watchparty है guys? Seats खाली अपने देखोगे ना, एक भी seat खाली नहीं रहती है. हरा देंगे इनको अपन. दोनों जगह हरा देंगे, टेंशन ना को.
But it's the thing. Whatever happens, it still is such a great match of Valorant right now. Both teams trying to find each other's ebbs and flows. Global getting a little bit curious, a little bit adventurous. 𝑆K_Rossi. Even if you tailwind at the foot of 2, you're not going to have that much space. So one pick, but Jing makes an instant trade. I love that Aaron's here to receive, though, but not quite able to connect the shot. Jing continues forward with his rampage, wall up, getting control over B now. VASHI's the only one here, and he's kind of trapped unless he goes back through tube.
He's got to go under. I mean, this is so tough. Texture trying to lock down multiple angles. But yeah, this is just a nightmare.
Wow. That leaves Texture alone. I think he spotted Forsaken's barrel back there, but Aaron's going to be back towards Hut. Finds Jing 1-on-2. He's fully aware The Mind Freaks towards yellow, possibly a player. Yep, that confirms it towards Snowman. And then the shot from the back. Mind Freak finding his form today.
Yeah, this is what PRX really needed. Right now, he is just clicking, and it's at a quick timeout here from GE. They really need it because now they're giving up space and they're losing battles. You know, giving up guns, giving up players early here. Again, 𝘍𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒, yeah, sure, like you hit it on nail on the head, dude. Even though he's got that dash with a little bit of time left on it, he doesn't have the space to really retreat. So he's just caught, and Aaron not good for the follow-up.
अजीज को मार
So
सकता था ये
that's
चलेगा
like
चलेगा
basically map
गाइस
control, and then they
अपने
cut
राउंड में
off
मारेंगे गाइस
the other
सपोर्ट
half
करो
of the map
गाइस
there with the wall, with the Sage wall. And so everything just kind of crumbles for GE. So now let's see what the change is going to be. I wouldn't mind seeing them try to contest the space at the, you know, towards, you know, the A choke, towards the orbs, right? On both sides of the map like they were doing early on. That seemed to be working well. Maybe they'll start showing us looks like that. Again, if you're going to send Rossi out that tube, I don't want to see it with an operator. I don't mind the idea when he's, you know, got a sheriff or something like that.
It's like that little moment of hesitation. If he was a little bit earlier and you just tailwind right away, you might be able to survive. But because it kind of expired, that's what happens. That said, though, I do agree. I think the rounds that we've seen Global succeed in are rounds where they actually contest for space. Like when they push into Garage, when they actually gain more information towards Nest, it works out for them. But right now, maybe they're just
PRX के ऊपर डिफेंस में भी थोड़ा मुश्किल होने वाला है.
figure out their
Some information agents है, but they don't have a sentinel to hold down
it's
late.
a refreshing kind of approach to Icebox now when you go in for tube control of all things.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, you've got a ton of ult here for PRX. Everything but the Thrash. Let's see what they want to do off of the back of this. Texture did have his lockdown, but you have the counter.
Oh, Rossi.
Let's see. I mean, Rossi, again, you know, just check in to see if anybody's going underneath the tube, as it is another eco round for the side of GE. And Texture's just going to start piecing off. There is the alarm bot there.
Paper thin.
Yeah.
This is weird.
Why?
PRX aren't W gaming.
There's no W in here. What is this round?
Is this PRX? Have they been possessed? Did they swap
Well,
desks?
I think they might have expected some W keying out of GE this round. So I think they're taking their time, making sure that there's no weird pushes, there's no weird flanks trying to be attempted by GE. You know, you don't want to throw a thrifty here when you're, you know, when you have this momentum going that PRX does right now.
That's a very good point. And that's why they're just playing safe on the A site. All four players stacked up here, but this is now PRX's domain. They have taken full control, full execution on towards Global. It was an eco round after all, but they just weren't able to withstand against that aggression.
So this is exciting. I mean, as PRX fans, you got to be loving what you're seeing. This is phenomenal. Their coordination here is great. I think we even had a mosh pit kill in there on the back. You know, those are pretty hard to like pull off.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is, right there. You can hear him. He's fired up. CGRS just gives us a shout out when he gets that. He gets the molly kill, and he's thrilled. I mean, I don't blame him. That was a great execute.
For the guy that wasn't sure which desk to go to during his walkout, I mean, he looks comfortable. And this is the PRX that we all know and love.
Oh
they
my
will
God.
be able to continue on to find yet another frag. Global is trying to get a little bit spicy with this.
I mean, they read that position so well. Somehow gets away with that. I don't know.
Oh my God, and he finds another one for it. Even Tailwind's back, gets the heal from his teammates. And that's going to be PRX still controlling the site, spike down, pushing past screens. CGRS takes Monyet down.
I mean, the opening pick here to read the position of 𝘍𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 with the op is just beautiful. That just breaks everything open for PRX, and you can see that this just gives them all the confidence. I mean, he overpeaks a little bit here. I guess that's more of a mistake, in my opinion, on Rossi's side. But still, it's a good capitalization on it. And Rossi maybe just not expecting them to be pushed up that far at that moment. And, you know, CGRS, he is playing really well right now. Having a lot of impact with that utility. You know, we saw earlier, like, baiting Texture when it was a 1v2.
Oh, yeah.
So this is exciting, and now something's got an op.
I'm still kind of befuddled as to how something did not get slain in that previous engagement. Back into it, though, and PRX showing us a whole new different side to them. Look at how careful they're approaching this. There is a Viper's Pit on A, though. Global trying to respect that space. Rossi holding the angle onto 2. Just takes a little second. Not much info found down mid though. Did they spot him through 2?
That might have seen it. I'm not sure. There's some kind of information, coming through here. I'm not sure if the Trailblazer spotted it or not. Now they know it's a B hit. Love the patience here from Mindfreak.
Great peek from Texture though. Sudden push out of the screens, and he will be able to take down the first player, and that's going to be Jing. Something still trying to dish out death from above, but Mindfreak, a big flank, a big lurk. He's able to cause paranoia. Jeez, Mind's Texture suddenly gone. They're not quite sure where to look. So much space being taken. The spike down. Rossi trying to find what he can. He does have Vandal in his hands now, but
nice, Ganesh.
They're gonna have to dish out so much damage in order to push in,
Nice,
and Rossi just might be the one to do it. A triple kill now, and that leaves CGRS alone. Monyet coming all of a sudden from the back of mid. He finds CGRS.
Man, I thought for a moment there, dude, that was looking bad for GE. I mean, Mindfreak there with the backstab onto Aaron. Just the lurk that he has, the patience and the presence of mind to wave that out. The kitchen control has been fantastic. But this time, GE able to recover nicely, able to kind of not lose their composure throughout this. And there's tons of information on the side of PRX. They get those 2 early kills, and then Rossi just starts taking over. He outduels a lot of people, and that's what you need to see from this superstar Indian player. Absolutely, India, get fired up. They have the viewing party in Mumbai today, so shout out to them. They're having a good time.
100%. I mean, look at SK Rossi's stats right now. 11 frags, 7 the highest on the whole server.
Let's go.
This guy's providing the value for his team, and he's finding it again and again. Back on the knives and just waiting up by A. PRX exploring this side of the map once again. Utility sent out now. But here comes the flash from Rossi. A sudden push, and it's that big contest that we were looking for. They push PRX back, but the spike has been dropped.
I just love that. It's a flash and dash with the Reckoning to back it up. That is a wonderful set play there from GE. That's an eraser special. I can tell you that right now. That's Korean Valorant if I've ever seen it. You just flash and you send your jet in, you follow up with the utility. It's so beautiful from the side of GE.
Nice, Raiden.
Even more now. Something will not be able to make it forward. Mindfreak trying to close, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen to A. It's not going to happen against 4 players from Global, I'll tell you that much. 5-5.
I love that set play. Again, I say that's Korean because we see this we're the region that invented Flash and Dash. All right, and I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of this. Okay. But yeah, this is just a great set play, and to set Rossi up to do what he's doing, start clicking people with those knives. Yes, he goes down, but Batsy's right there for the follow-up. But again, the Reckoning to stack on top of it. The utility, the way that they're using now, their ability to control space, right? You have that harbor. You have that extra layer of vision control that GE does not.
Wait, timeout le re,
Did
PRX.
not expect that whatsoever. No. There's no chance that you can react.
Guys, like and subscribe. Let's go.
And we hadn't seen that from GE yet, right? We hadn't seen that kind of aggressive since the beginning when they just, kind of pushed and went for trades and went for flanks. But this is, that utility set play execution that we love to see. From coaches like Eraser, Termi, Bile, these Korean coaches who have been so well known for that style of play.
Definitely a great read. The question is, for PRX, if you were in their shoes, how do you then kind of anticipate something like that? It's hard to tell, especially when Global, especially when you don't have that much map control, you don't have that much information, whereas Global holds those cards. And you can see that right now.
Ice cream करते हैं ना guys?
I think Alex is trying to explain that to them, trying to figure out how they might actually be able to
guys, ice cream आज जी जीतेगी तो मैं 3 टब ice cream giveaway करूँगा, चलो.
Putting all your eggs into the basket of A. It's not really
3 tub ice cream.
I agree. I mean, it did work, a couple times early on, but now the adaptation has come through for GE, where we saw it in that last round where they were prepared for it and they had a set play for it. So now you might be thinking, if I'm PRX, I might be considering trying to play for a pick and then rotate off of it, try to show a little bit of a different idea. So far, the attacks have been pretty consistent, and they're giving up a ton of space here. This allows the Viper's Pit to be put down. Now, you still have Texture's lockdown in the back pocket. No Hunter's Fury to clear it. So maybe there's a reaction here from GE involving that.
Yeah, there definitely is a little bit of a flank coming out from the back of A. Forsaken is in a great position, though. And he's able to find off the first pick. Maybe the second, it is confirmed. And of course, the Viper's pit on the A site. They might have to evacuate because of the lockdown, but they still have a lot of these great positions. Viper still has the snake bites. He's still hiding up on top. Forsaken finding the third now. And of course, the entire side engulfed in green. They will not be able to do all that much. Aaron tries to spray, but gets shut down by Forsaken with the Quadra.
Yeah, I love the positioning here from PRX, you know, leaving a player to watch for that flank, kind of recognizing that GE wants to get more aggressive, you know, off the back of their previous timeout. They're trying to take more space, and they punish it here. They expect the lockdown. Everything is prepared for. They're in positions where they can keep Mindfreak in a spot where he's still able to maneuver around the Viper's pit to keep it up, and they're still able to find the value out of it. So really, really well handled here, in particular by Forsaken locking down that backside. But, you know, Mindfreak is a key piece of this with his utility to get the plant down, to get the setup, and to have the reaction to that lockdown that they knew was coming.
Thank you.
But still, I mean, look at this round now. A bit of a flash, and 𝐻𝐺𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐊𝐒's up on top of Nest. He strikes and something's instantly gone. He even goes up for a second. 𝐻𝐺𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐊𝐒, come down, my boy. On to the next one, and Texter shuts off the B-side approach, looking for a second, maybe a little bit of a res. But this is big information for Global. They are fully aware of this hit coming through. A bit of a dizzy flash, and it blinds off, covers the screen. But I think Texter's still good. He knows how to play around this. The entire team is making their transition over to the B site.
Fast rotate from the side of 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻 and VASHI have been working together really well this map so far.
No way you get the spike planted at this point. They tried to pull it off with the wall from Jing, but covered off by so much. Ooh, we tried to airstrafe out of that. Still able to stick it through. All right, here comes 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻, and accompanied by 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻 from behind. CGRS, Jing hunting him down. They work together in tandem. And now they only have to focus about the front. A bit of a poison cloud, and they try to spray through it. Oh my god, 3 players on the other side. Texture with the final off shot. We end this first half 6-6, Paperthin.
I mean, this has been fantastic. What a absolute treat this first half of Icebox has been. Both teams with some great ideas, some great adaptations. You know, I like that GE kind of stuck to their guns in this round, where they, you know, they played safe. They get these opening kills here with 𝐻𝐺𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻, and then they just fall back. They say Texture's got the op. If they want to rotate into that, good luck, because that guy's usually really, really solid with it. He got the opener, missed the second, but he's good for the final. And this is just really, you know, measured play here from the side of GE. They're waiting. They're expecting these push and pulls from PRX that I talked about previously. I wanted to see PRX try to do different things. Didn't fool them at all.
You might even say that actually this is kind of
4:30 बजे देख रहे हो अरे बस क्या let's go G fighting guys
Texture used to be that duelist.
भाई अपना लौंडा खेल रहा है मजा आ रहा है
Forsaken lurking up by belt. This round we see Texture, the ex-duelist, now Sentinel, doing what Forsaken would have done, but on the B site. Both teams switching up their play, switching up their strats, and trying to kind of adapt to each other. But it's proving to be so even right now, and this is beautiful.
अगर G आराम से खेलेगा ना अपने अटैक पे
it's a really fun
फायदा होएगा.
CGRS is pretty good at times.
Sentinel नहीं है, या तो उनको aggressive रहना पड़ेगा या तो split होना पड़ेगा.
With his utility, he's had impact. You know, we even saw a Mousepad kill in there. We saw a crash that connected.
Set up for Mindfreak as well. Oh my god,
it's looking really good. Honestly, I'm very impressed with what they're bringing with this. You know, with this Gecko that hasn't had a ton of impact here, in Pacific at least.
Yes, in Pacific.
Yeah.
So far, only Talon's been the team that played Gecko, and that wasn't so great. But here, I think we're seeing a lot more coordination and teamwork and maybe some careful plays from PRX, different from their usual blind, crazy, fast W gaming style. It's still a little bit chaotic at times, and that's why I think it's a little bit tough for Global to read them. But on the other hand, what you're seeing on the side of Global is still a lot of setups for this star player, this super kid that is 𝐻𝐺𝐿𝐼𝐻. And I believe right now, he's on top of this scoreboard.
Yeah, he's playing really, really good. He had a few kind of whoopsies early on with the op. I'll just say that. It wasn't...
Whoopsies.
Yeah, I mean, it just, you know, he's getting aggressive. He's trying to take space, and that's part of GE's game plan, you know, and PRX just had good reactions to it. So, you know, the adaptations came through, though. That's the important thing. Like, you try stuff, it doesn't work, you change it right away, and you have success. That was, you know, very effective for both sides, but particularly 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻, you know, we saw him overextend a little bit early. Jing's going to use his wall to grab the orb off the pistol round. So kind of an early play for some information. And GE's going to just knife the wall, just see if there's a reaction.
It's kind of a hefty investment, if you ask me. 400 credits just to pick up that orb. Maybe it's worth it.
You get a little bit of info.
Yeah.
Potentially. You know, you're forcing a little bit of utility here out of the jet, right? You got the knives, so you can at least
wait,
hear.
actually, it's not just that. Look at the positioning.
Yeah, texture's real deep. But
oh.
CGRS is here. He's ready. Maybe. Well, he's dropping back, so the pressure here is going to open up space for texture.
Okay. Very tactical. We're seeing the Trailblazer clear out yellow.
We're lurk use करना है अभी इन लोगों को.
To this. What I don't like so much about this is the lack of map control. You have no idea that texture is so deep into A. You have no idea that Monyet is up in the kitchen. We're starting to cook. CGRS able to dodge the flames. Now they're looking to possibly sandwich him.
Forsaken was quick to get over there, and yeah, like you were talking about, dude, texture unaccounted for. Mind Freak not ready for Monyet. And it's a 5v3. Okay, quick trade.
Nice trade, Dexter.
And again, it's these pistol gods of Global. Some
Nice
trying to
trade,
descend, but not quite able. He's going to be the one falling instead. CGRS. Last one now, 1-on-3. A turret in his face. Aaron up on top. Peeking off.
Nice.
Contact.
Let's go,
Simple
guys.
First and a headshot to boot. Global once again.
मस्त राउंड देखा गाइस, वही बोला था लर्क यूज किया अगर लेट राउंड
Dude, this is
तो
just,
बहुत फायदा है. और ये देखो
I
लर्क्स
mean,
ने किल
I don't
निकाले
even know
पहले.
what to do with this team. They are so good at pistols. Aaron just calling a great round here. You know, using that information against PRX. Like you said, they lose map control pretty early. Texture's the one pushing. He hears CGRS, you know, rotating over to the B site. He's totally ready to just be like, guys, site's free, come on over. And oh yeah, when Forsaken comes in to try to check, they have no idea that that space had been taken. And so really good stuff here from GE.
It is really, really smart. PRX getting faked like that. Now this round, they're out for blood, maybe going a little bit aggressive, trying to find a pick, trying to find a possible weapon donated. But I don't think Global are going to do that. They're pretty stingy this round. Look at how they're playing.
No doubt. It's again, you want to be careful of over-aggression. Now, okay, Forsaken gets 2 big kills again.
How? Off of pure aim, the classics will be able to ring true, but Monyet now walk into the spray. We're spraying, we're praying, we're going to church, but texture will be the one that speaks the truth.
क्या कर रहे भाई?
Player left. 4 players gone. That's big economical damage.
Yeah, this is a much better follow-up here for PRX than the previous side, right? I mean, GE ended up still converting the bonus anyway, even after some damage was done by Forsaken. But off the rip here, you know, Forsaken just gets 2 huge kills with the classic again. This is absolutely nuts. And Global, as patient as they were, you know, PRX sort of just found a decent time to just pull the trigger and say, all right, everybody go now. Everybody just, you know, hit W and let's try to take them down. And it worked a treat. Certainly, you're very happy with that round if you're a PRX fan.
Plant the spike.
Yeah. Sometimes the aim just works. Sometimes the firefights just favor you. But off to the next round, though. I think firepower will speak volumes. 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 still sudden headshot and then something. Tries to make it a trade. Don't get too greedy off of this. Jing, bit of a standard wall just to block off Pipes, block off Maze, trying to push forward. And Global, and very careful.
VASHI was able to pick up that Marshall, and he is no slouch with it. I can tell you guys that I have seen him when he was on Slayers do some pretty nasty things with that Marshall.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if he can get something done. Yeah, a tag there on the Monyet. It's going to force him back, maybe get the heal.
Very shuffly. I don't think he's just a bit of a heal. Maybe we're just gonna rotate back forward, and that's why Forsaken this.
There's a ton of info
scouting
there.
out, yes, with the Owls drone. Now he knows there might be a bit of mid presence. We're splitting up our defensive forces 2 on 2 on each site. We do have the guns. We just need to make the right call, the right read. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nice, Monyet!
What just happened? Paper thin, Monyet winning out a 1-on-1 against Forsaken. Indonesian versus Indonesian. He comes out on top with a ghost. Mindfreak, you have to save the
Nice.
day. It's not going to happen.
बोल मत
Texture says
classic से
no.
round निकाल रहे हो भाई अपने
Down
लौंडे.
to a 2-on-3. Texture does have a Spectre. Jing comes up from mid. Oh, he's able to do so much because of the positional displacement. Now Texture,
Nice.
a sudden swing. And we're back to a 1-on-1. We have the Spectre still. We're trying to spray. Oh no, something! The Cloud Burst, the Smoke Bomb, it does not protect you. 9 to 6
classic और
Global.
एक gun
They have
भेजो
found
इससे
the
round
win
निकाला है,
under their
guys.
sails.
It's another bonus converted by GE here. Unbelievable. I mean, this all starts with some decent picks with the Marshall. Gonna catch CGRS out in the open there. Of course, he gets taken out in the follow, but this fight right here.
Let's
is,
go, GE.
You know, it's a good little kind of bait there from Aaron. He
Let's
moved
go,
behind the
GE.
box instantly to give a little bit of extra time, maybe break the crosshair initially, have to force a transfer from Forsaken. The Texture absolutely nasty there, and GE is fired up. But I'm not so confident about the reaction from PRX to that mid push. They get the information, it's a 2-2 split. Instead of trying to
Bank
corral
it. Yes.
space,
You
they
have
give
those
it to them.
numbers. Exactly. And that's what hurts. Second bonus round win, and if I'm being honest, even as a PRX fan, that was sloppy. Now Jing trying to get a little bit adventurous on this top of pipes. Might be able to find a bit of a frag, but that's it, because one and done. Global gets to push forward now. Texture, 𝐻𝐺, they are just decimating PRX with this site hit. 10 to 6. Again, not slowing down at all.
Yeah, this is a much better fourth round now for GE versus last half where they lost it. This one they get it, but it's just a fast hit. I mean, they just changed the tempo. I mean, this is what I'm concerned about here. I really wanted to get to this point. We haven't had a lot of time. I was asking people backstage who's IGLing for PRX, and there was no answer. And there might have even been there might have even been a kind of it's sort of an IGL by committee. Situation here right now.
We're a democracy here. We vote for the best call.
I mean, and look, at the first half, it looked pretty good. The coordination was mostly there. There were adaptations. It was very solid. But here on, the other side of the coin, already Aaron has got just a perfect read on what they're doing, what they want to do, how to control the space, how to control the map, how to maneuver around the ideas of PRX.
लास्ट राउंड 5 के लिए ठीक है, ट्रेड हो गया.
Again,
इको था
seem
तो
to be a little bit
इसके
disjointed
पहले
here so
देखो ना,
far in
हर
the
एक
second half.
राउंड प्रेशर डाल के इधर-उधर घुमाए जा रहे हैं उन लोग को. मजा आ रहा है वो देख के.
You've got CGRS. You got
मजा आ रहा है guys.
CGRS and something here. Again, something literally just joined at the start of this season, this league play. It can be pretty nice at times, like we were talking about, the adaptations. It looks really fluid. You're not anchoring any player down to a specific role. It doesn't have to be concrete. But sometimes when that happens, there are too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
You're not on the same page, things can fall apart really quick. So PRX, they really need to strap up their boots in this round if they want to make this a contest. Otherwise, Global wins, you're back on a save, and then that might be over.
This is PRX's pick, too.
Exactly.
It is very surprising. I mean, especially not having 𝘼𝐼 in on this map, because 𝘼𝐼 has been one of their best players in terms of, KD, KDA. He's like top 10 in our league right now. And, Forsaken is like top 5 ACS, but he's not up there for KD. So in terms of the impact that 𝘼𝐼 has, I think so far he has maybe been their best player. And to not have him in here, whether it be as the IGL or just as a very good initiator. Texture, again, he has just been absolutely nuts the second half. He has the lockdown, by the way. There's no Hunter Fury for Forsaken to shut this down. So this is a really good opportunity here for GE to get a plant down, get set up, get ready for this retake, as CGRS has no response to this. He has to just peace out.
And at that point, your only option is PRX. There are only so many spots that you can come from, and GE are reading them in full.
Maro.
The book is open, the pages are flipped. 𝐻𝐺 now looking for destruction. A second frag, holding off mid as well. We've got Monyet with a Viper's Pit, but CGRS just walks right in. He's able to do a little bit more damage, a bit of a wide swing, but not quite able to land the further shots. 𝐻𝐺 will clean up. GE 11 to 6 now.
Yeah, even when it looked like it might get a little dangerous there for GE with CGRS finding kind of a surprise kill in the middle of all this chaos. I mean, Texture just gets that one for free a bit. I mean, Rossi, what a play here. This guy has been absolutely electric today. Can't speak highly enough of how well Rossi is playing, by the way. I know we're talking about a lot of other things, but guys, he is playing out of his mind right now. 23 and 12. Blade Storm's available, but this is just a great round from GE. And then, by the way, Batsy's reaction with that flash there to make sure that the end of that round was clean for GE. Just picture perfect. Batsy's been playing so good the last couple weeks. GE looking dialed in.
Peak performance is what Paperthin is saying.
That's right.
I mean, look at this now. PaperX has no choice but to go into the Force. They don't get this round. It's basically game over. 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒, so aware of this. And he's trying to be a little bit careful.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Something up in the air! A triple kill CTRS Forsaken that came out of nowhere! What?
Unbelievable. Please show me the Mumbai crowd reaction on that. That was absolutely nuts.
That is animal!
I don't even know. I mean, that is as fast as it gets. I mean, it is nothing but heads. This is outrageous. 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. He doesn't miss a single one.
Oh my god.
I mean, they're lined up a little bit, but jeez Louise.
I've seen God today. His name just might be something. Ilya Petrov, 11-7 now, and PaperX finds their second win. 4 more rounds to make it even. But again, a single mistake, and it's going to be match point 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒. He wants revenge. He's got the operator.
PaperX does have enough money for one more. Yeah, Rossi not able to connect on this one. Still probably a little bit of adrenaline flowing, but it's okay. Texture's good for the opener again. Just the way that he pushes and pulls.
Set up by Batsy. And now PaperX trying to react off of this. They will be able to hold
sorry.
And then the rest comes in.
मेरे को लगा ये साइड से अटैकर आएगा ना भाई. Nice.
Forsaken gets a little bit curious and he gets punished for it. The cat has been killed. Something trying to pull off miracles on his own. You can't do this alone. Surely previously you could have, but now you're completely surrounded. FBI, open up. He has no idea. Texture will be able to delete him. Spike now being delivered over to the A site. Jing has to be the one.
Nice reduction sound.
It's not going to happen today. Global wants this win. They want match point. 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒 with the blade, the right click. And Mindfreak is the only one left.
Come on.
Man. I mean, this is just absolutely insane.
Nice
Even though it
Rossi.
looks like PaperX might be able to recover.
Guys,
They might be able to
stabilize.
they get the kill on Monyet, and then it just, it all starts to fall apart. You know, something over. It's unbelievable, dude. I mean, GE is just toying with them now.
That feels bad. He saw the guiding light.
Let's
away
go,
for it, and the peak comes out. This is match point. PaperX gets to buy up, but once again, 0 mistakes from here on out.
Yeah, no, literally, yeah. There's no room for error. I mean, the good news is I mentioned it very briefly at the beginning of last round, was there's enough money to put together a buy for PaperX if that previous round went sideways. But you know, this is it. I mean, you've got a Hunter's Fury, you've got a Viper's Pit, you've got some tools to work with. No ults available, and the battle goes for something. He doesn't die at least.
Oh god, good bit of damage on both sides, but still, your star duelist now. Maybe a bit of a heal from both sides. Monyet gets to do so much more because of the Sage nerfs now, and Jing way too far away. Viper's Pit is the only thing that's preventing Global from pushing into A. Trying to get a little bit more information, but we're also peeking so much!
Nice.
And that is so risky! It does not pay! Pays for Global. 2 players gone. And they continue to push forward.
Enemy kill.
Okay.
It's a good start. That's big. The toxic screen is going to come through mid here. So, or excuse me, not the toxic screen. That's the high tide from Aaron. And he is just trying to cut off the center of the map here, trying to obscure the movement of GE, who is looking for flanks. They're checking to see if anybody's pushing the extremities of the map. Nobody is for PaperX. They're very spread out in a 2-1.
I mean, they can't, right? If they do, they get punished. Safely. They're covering all bases. Anyone who pushes into A, they will be able to overwhelm with the setups from Batsy. That's why Mind Freak is positioned so defensively back up on top of Rafters now. 15
क्या
seconds
फेक
left to
करके
get the
घुमा
spike
रहा है
plant.
भाई
CGRS does get a bit of information, but Mind Freak has to know
10 seconds
that
left.
he's alone here.
Last player
Monyet and
standing.
Aaron, oh my goodness! Suddenly gone! Batsy
Attackers win.
cleans up with a simple try peek, and that's 13-7. Global will take PRX's map pick off.
I mean, that attacker side was near flawless. They only dropped one round on the entire attacker side for GE, and everything looks so good there. I mean, first and foremost, 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒. What a performance here on the Jet. You know, a lot of discussion about
चलो गाइस आइसक्रीम
Dexter
गिव
should
करूं
be
कि
him.
एक बैटल पास
Well,
गिव करूं
that
तुम
one
लोग ही
right
बताओ
there is definitely a
आइसक्रीम
check mark
चाहिए
in the
बैटल पास चाहिए
𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 book for sure. As great as Texture was on this Killjoy, so I think you're seeing this with a lot of
चलो
teams
बैटल
is
पास
that
गिव करते
when you
हैं
have all these superstar duelists, they can transfer over to other roles pretty quickly and effectively. And now we're seeing this with
आइसक्रीम
Texture
बैटल
on this
पास
Killjoy.
आइसक्रीम
He
बैटल
doesn't
पास
play the Killjoy
गाइस
I'd say
बैटल
like a
पास के लिए
standard
ज्यादा आ
Killjoy.
रहा है
He's
तो
kind
बैटल
of up
पास
close and
करते हैं
personal. He plays
Holding
it.
angles, he's opping.
Yeah, he's getting set up by Batsy for these flash
Exclamation.
pushes. I mean, it's really
Rossi
intriguing to watch the way he
carry.
plays, but he's so
ठीक है।
confident, he's so accurate, he's so
सब लोग एलिजिबल है
disciplined.
जल्दी
You know,
चैनल
he
को
is
आपको
one
सब्सक्राइब
of the
करना
best
है
all-around
इंस्टा
players
ट्विटर लाइक
that we
करना है
had
और ये
in
करना है बस
VCT Korea the last 2 years.
Let's
I
go.
mean, you can see why.
Yes. Again,
अगर सब्सक्राइबर नहीं रहोगे या फॉलोअर नहीं रहोगे
great
तो आई
investments
विल
on so
रीरोल
many of
और
these
कोई बात
players.
नहीं होगी
𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒, now that he's arrived
Like,
in Korea,
subscribe
we
कर दो
talked to
channel.
him last week during our weekly recap. Remember, he seemed kind of nervous. He's like, it's against PRX. We've lost to them in the past, but look at what happened today. Look at what happened on PRX's very own Icebox map pick. I can appreciate that PRX are trying to get creative. We do see some miracle, heroic
500
moments.
400
Yeah,
पे roll करता
something
हूँ
in
Yeah,
that previous
sure.
round.
That's that's a great play, and it's one that
Again,
I lost
channel
my
को
mind
subscribe
about.
करो,
But
Twitter, Insta पे
overall,
follow
there
करो,
wasn't nearly as
and
much
ये
impact
लिखो,
from
बस.
something as there was with 𝐹𝐺𝐻𝐼. And the second half, it was just GE was just so much better about maneuvering around the map, making better reactions, making
Okay,
better
guys.
decisions.
10,
And so the concerning thing for
9,
me with that was
8,
PRX felt confident
7,
enough to not only pick this map, but
6,
to run these players in
5,
a very unusual setup, and
4,
it did not pan out.
Not
3,
for this one, but let's see what happens
2,
on the next map.
1.
pick. We will
Let's
go
go.
to a quick break, and then our desk will break it down.
Ultraviolet Gaming, are you there? Ultraviolet Gaming.
A full team all the way straight down.
No doubt. And yeah, I think
Ultraviolet Gaming, आप हो क्या?
At some point, you walk straight into the blender. They fight at the feet of CGRS. It works.
Don't
And
look
now
at-
off the tech, and that's where 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 strikes.
he's going to be.
Oh,
the threat.
Here comes Monyet with Sheriff.
Yes, Ultraviolet आपका Instagram
This is
ID
just a
बताओ
nice throw on.
जल्दी तो मैं आपको वहीं मैसेज कर दूंगा.
Here comes the
And
flash.
guys, don't worry, ये गेम के बाद नेक्स्ट मैप के बाद एक और गिव अवे करेंगे अपन.
On to the next one from behind CGRS. Jing hunting him down. They were again. How? Of a pure aim, the classics will be able to ring true, but Monyet he comes out on top without Ghost. Mind Freak, you have the additional displacement. Now Texture.
Valo_user 29.
The book is open. The pages are flipped. As 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 now looking for destruction. He's trying to be a little bit careful.
Oh my god!
Still probably a little bit of adrenaline.
ओके चलेगा तक्षु आप मेरे को मैसेज कर देना. आई विल गिव यू द बैटल पास गाइस, डोंट वरी. नेक्स्ट गेम के बाद अपन वापस करेंगे गिव अवे. आई विल गेट समवन टू टेक ओवर द स्ट्रीम फॉर नाउ. कार्तिक, डू यू माइंड टेकिंग ओवर द स्ट्रीम फॉर 10 minutes? Is there someone else who can take it?
Okay, let's go.
गाइस आप तो पर आप हाँ तो देखो जो भी गिव अवे जीतता है उसको ऑप्शन है आइसक्रीम टब चाहिए आइसक्रीम टब ले लो, बैटल पास चाहिए बैटल पास ले लो. मेरा क्या जाता है, मैं दोनों ही दे दूं, दोनों में से एक. Can you take over the stream for 10 minutes? Just talk to the chat. Just interact, that's it. Guys, no pressure. Guys, Param is our editor. He's taking over the stream. No, this headphone, ye le le. And you can ask him any questions you want, guys.
I get a P, 29. 28, trust me.
Okay, so
27.
क्या लीक चाहिए बताओ गाइस.
Guys, ask questions. Ask questions. I will leak stuff.
Redo.
क्या इंटर्न्स पैसा कमा रहे हैं? क्या e-sports में पैसा है? Hey निपुण, all good. Stream, Parth, join. भाविन भाई ने परमिशन दिया है. भाविन भाई ने परमिशन.
पापा जी कैसे हो? थोड़ा अलग दिख रहे हो आज.
अरे बहन के. अरे.
Oh, so close to 100.
Where did you learn editing? Karthik taught me, bro. कार्तिक ने सिखाया ब्रो. ब्रो पूछ रहे इंटर्न्स को कितना पैसा मिलता है. सैलरी ब्रो. इंटर्न्स को स्टाइपेंड मिलता है, नॉट सैलरी. स्टाइपेंड. वाशी में किधर? एजेंट जैक्स. रॉसी कैरी तो है. Rossi is popping off, bro. Rossi is popping off. The Boys music, yes. इसका रील बनाएंगे guys. The Boys का. Next map गोलू, bro. Hopefully, bro. Bro, imagine Rossi and Golu both playing. Tell Shrix to get some sleep. कहाँ है Shrix? He needs sleep, bro. Yeah. Which is next map? Next map कौन सा है? Sure है? हाँ, फिर गोलू खेलेगा. दोनों possible नहीं है. या who knows? Split. Okay. Who knows, guys? हो सकता है. Possible है. Why are they not playing together? Maybe, I don't know. They know, guys. Comp. They know how they're playing their comp. Split में गोलू खेलेगा. नहीं, मैं खेल रहा हूँ. हाँ, हो भी सकता है because Rossi is popping off. Exactly, guys. Full energy after that win. Of course, bro. Let's go. कार्तिक को बुलाओ. कार्तिक. भाई इस उम्र में दारू मत पियो. तुम्हें क्या लगता है मेरी क्या उम्र है गाइस? कम ऑन. ओ मेरे लिए खाना आया गाइस. लेट्स गो. $69 23, 24, 21, 25. ठीक है, उसी रेंज में. दिल्ली वॉच पार्टी कब? सून गाइस, सून. अगले नेक्स्ट वॉच पार्टी जल्दी हो सकता है. आई डोंट नो.
Welcome back,
Bro,
VCT
39 तो मत
Pacific
बोलो
fans. We're
guys.
live at
39
the
तो मत
desk as we
बोलो.
have just wrapped up
39.
map 1.
राइट गेस वाले को गिव अवे. हाँ भाई, भाविन भाई करेंगे.
Sat back here on this
ठीक है.
desk previously.
भाविन भाई
Pretty
करेंगे गिव
damn
अवे.
fast map, especially at the very beginning. Things were pretty rapid fire pace here, but a 13-7 in the end.
Okay,
ends
अब
up
तक
being
किसी
a
अच्छा
pretty-
एक जन ने राइट
pretty
गेस किया
clean
सिर्फ.
closeout here from the side of Global, only dropping one round once they
दिल्ली
swap
में
sides.
होगा गाइस,
It
सून
was
होगा.
it was crazier from Global Esports. They really turned it on.
एक गिव अवे
PRX,
आप
they
कर दो
leaned into the
गाइस.
chaos, not even necessarily having your standard IGL come into this. Crazy agent composition.
Okay guys.
And it backfired.
कोरिया
It
से
did not work.
कॉल आया
They
है.
were not
ठीक है,
able to
वॉच
make the
पार्टी में.
chaos work. Global Esports
कोरिया
looked so
से
good.
कॉल आया है.
Rossi totally on
Boot
fire
camp से.
here.
Yes.
And I think that we're going to have to see PRX go back
I don't know if you
and
guys can
really
see, but
revamp their approach.
Channel giveaway कर दो.
Check it, but I
नहीं
just saw it
भाई.
at the corner of my eye. I'm pretty sure 0 first kills. for PRX.
Your rank.
They look like
Oh,
just
my
right
rank.
Every
Diamond,
single
bro.
first kill throughout that one. I'll have to. Maybe it was a 12-1. Either way, it was dominant. Global very much ahead at every twist and turn here. Let's see, a nice streak from PRX at the beginning on that attacking
Leaks
side.
बताओ भाई क्या
After
leaks
dropping
चाहिए
the
बताओ
first
भाई.
three to be able to run it back a bit.
Leaks
But
बताता हूँ भाई
yeah,
बताओ.
Rossi, as you mentioned, hell of a performance from him in this map.
Yeah, I mean, he's popping off, right? I mean,
Call
sure,
आया है
yes,
guys,
where there are a
reel
couple
बनेगा.
instances where maybe he
What
still
do
overextends
interns
just a
do
bit.
in
Sure,
G?
it does
Everything,
happen.
bro.
But at the end of the day, he looks even stronger than he did in his debut at Pacific
कार्तिक को
last week.
stipend बताओ.
I gotta say, with Global Esports, they may be able
If
to turn this
GES
entire
wins
thing
today,
around.
where
They
will
had
be
one of the
placed in
roughest
the
starts
keyboard?
here in the
Fourth.
first couple weeks. We've got Rossi.
I don't know.
Now
Actually,
Korea
that
in his second
depends
week.
कि
He
बाकी
seems to be
teams
acclimated.
कितना अच्छा
He
खेल
seems
रही
to
है.
be playing extremely
Open से shift
well.
होता रहेगा.
And if they can keep this up, and certainly
Hello
if they
Lunar,
can
hello
beat
Ranveer.
PRX, I think they have so much promise despite their score right now.
New bundle giveaway.
In the previous
Let's
weeks
go
being
guys.
somewhat
New bundle
poor.
giveaway.
You know, one might say Global Esports primed to make waves here at VCT Pacific.
Whoa, William.
I knew you'd appreciate it, you wouldn't. But anyway, Global Esports looking strong, and I know a lot of the fans are excited.
How do
now,
we get into
at
G?
the beginning, like you mentioned, you know, Global Esports, they
follow
lead 3-0.
all
but
our
PRX
socials.
does strike
Whenever
back
there is
for
an opening,
quite a bit
there
in
will
the
be a
first half.
post
They
out
do.
there.
You know, this is going to be a
Karthik
little bit of a
calling
fast forward
Karthik,
right towards
yes.
the end of that first half. This round 11 coming through.
How
But
many
things
matches
were
of
a
G
bit
left?
dire.
I
They call a
think
timeout. They say, okay, we
4
want to
या
pump the brakes.
5.
Global have just picked up 2 rounds in a row. We're
हमारे
going to heavy
कितने
commit
4
on
matches
to A.
total
They quickly get in,
total
they drop
9
this-
matches होंगे.
this pit down.
तो
And really, I mean,
I
something he
think
gets
4
this
हो
nice
गए हैं
position,
शायद.
but it's all about Forsaken
वो
holding
people are
down
calling
the
you.
rear, making sure
People
that
are
this
calling
flank
you.
from
People are
Money,
looking
from
for
SK
you.
Rossi
I don't
cannot
know.
come to fruition. He
Karthik
finds the
calling
initial
Karthik.
pick, follows up for the second one. Yes, it's
Guys,
off camera.
Karthik is a-
But Forsaken then goes on to take
people are
over
asking us
the
time.
rest of this round and finding a 4K. And it was a great shutdown. Unfortunately, though, for the side of PRX, it was fairly short-lived. But this was a moment that they desperately needed, the kind of impact play that they very much were looking for, something bouncing forward, able to find one with that shorty as he goes into the pit. But the closeout is there. So it was a strong performance from Forsaken, somebody who not going to be as known for his Sova. I believe it's his 5th most played of all time. This is like the 19th game that he's played Sova in, so it has not been nearly as much as him playing things like Yoru, him playing Jet, etc. So a little lesser known pick from him, but widely looked pretty decent in the beginning. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find too much impact when it came down to the defending side.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough. And the casters called it out when they were on the attacking side, PRX. I mean, they were still able to get some good trades when they were executing as 5 and things like that. But again, the depth of it wasn't there, especially when they went onto the defensive side. Now let's talk about that second half, especially because Tasteless Global Esports actually wins both bonuses, both in the first half and then later on in the second half as well in round 15.
Yeah, this was, again, a moment where for now, the scores were fairly even, and this looked like it should have been a pretty easy round for PRX to try to clear out. Ultimately, Global Esports came through. They slipped right in underneath Tube, got the plant set up over here. Crazy moment. Texture really starts to pop off. There's a moment where it looks like, for a little bit, PRX is going to be able to come back here, stabilize,
and
especially with the
YouTube,
plays of
everything,
Jing,
Twitter.
and yet. But Texture with the first kill here, and then just a beautiful closer. Against, of all people, something with the spray right through the smoke, getting the kill, and winning that. And from there, they just started to compound the advantage. They got win after win after win. And what started out looking a little bit one-sided, then became kind of even, then closed out. Overall one-sided with win after win after win. It was really cool to see.
I mean, the problem was, like, while they did have this nice 5-round run back at the very beginning of that first half there, a 6-6 scoreline is not enough to get you out of the woods when it comes down to starting on attack on Icebox.
कितने स्कोर से जीतेंगे वो बताओ.
That map has been in the past from multiple teams.
कितने स्कोर से
going
जीतेंगे?
in perfectly evened up at 6-6, and then also not being able to win a single one of these pistol
Gen G
rounds.
और DRX में
it
से
ends up
कौन
coming back to
जीतेगा?
bite
Bro,
you in a pretty
DRX,
severe way, 'cause the
I
defending
think
side
DRX.
very much was crumbling. I mean, G was getting
13-0,
away with a hell of a
wow,
lot
very
more than they
optimistic.
probably should have. But
Oh,
they
jinx
were
मत
just
करो, okay
coming
guys.
up with some of these miracle wins. I mean,
No
again,
jinxing.
that bonus round in the second
No
half, they
jinxing.
should have never been able to convert that one, going into it with just you know, a Marshall, a Spectre, and a bunch of classics.
Siddharth bhai,
But they
okay.
managed to make it happen,
नहीं
and
बोलते.
it's just this disjointedness that continues for PRX that is just the bane of their
Stop
existence
Shant,
in
yes,
the
yes,
lobby
ठीक
right
है.
now.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
not
kind
talk
of a
about
perfect
winning.
combination on the side of Global Esports, right? Both in terms of composition,
Will
their
there be a
strats,
watch
and then, of
party
course,
in
some of these
Gujarat?
heroic moments. But then on
Uh,
the side of PRX, I mean, you didn't even
guys,
have too
update
many of those
आ जाएगा.
to really kind of bring
Socials
you back into
follow
the
करो.
game. Now, earlier we were
I
talking
want
about
leaks, guys. Sorry,
SK
guys.
Rossi,
No
obviously
leaks.
performing very well here. Texture put
yeah.
up some numbers as well, but
मारेंगे.
Rossi, we want to take a look at
All
kind of
is
how he's
well,
performed
yes,
so
all is
far.
well.
Only 2 maps played, obviously.
Oh,
just
Nefi is
got
there,
into
guys.
Seoul a couple weeks ago.
Huh?
but a massive improvement already.
But both of them were on Icebox.
Okay,
and I think
yeah,
it's,
community
you
Watchparty,
really
yes.
can kind of see how big of a trajectory shift this is because he was playing against
Penalty
Talon
versus Loud, yes
first
bro,
round.
that was
Yes.
really,
Granted,
really
and
good
Talon
match.
was able to push them a little bit harder when it comes down to Icebox, but when you think about the caliber of team and what they've been able to do so far in Pacific, you definitely rate PRX way above.
Rossi
So
Herida,
for him to be
okay.
able to come out like this in his second ever map in Pacific, drop 25, be right there alongside
मैंने
Texture,
सो पर में
I think Texture
भाई
maybe
हम
getting
कराएं
around
हम तो
21
सब जगह
kills for
करना चाहते हैं
himself, maybe
guys
slightly more by the very end.
हम तो सब जगह करना
It was
चाहते
just
हैं
damn
बस वॉच
impressive.
पार्टी में
You
आते
see
रहो
this massive jump
तुम
up,
लोग
plus 50 differential,
तुम लोग
between
प्रेजेंस
maps as
दिखाओगे
far as
वॉच
the
पार्टी
damage per
में
round is considered.
तो हम
He
लोग
was
उतना
having
ज्यादा
a
वॉच
whale
पार्टी
of a time on
करेंगे
this map. I do want to go back and cover my rear because it was not 12-0, it was 12-8, so significantly closer in first
Okay,
kills.
all
My
right.
mind saw a circle and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, then that's a 0, rather than noticing that it's 2 circles stacked on top of each other. But it was
Hey,
Rossi
Sati
who
is
really
here. Hello,
started that
Sati.
regard, 5-2 as far as first
Yes.
kills, first deaths.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Rossi just performed really
Sati
well.
sorry
and
I
it's
took
kind of
over
building up to
Bhavin's
the
stream
hype that everyone's had around this guy.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, look, when we saw his performance against Talon, it was good, but it was also a little
Delhi
bit
Watchparty
lukewarm,
Cup
right?
soon,
We're
guys,
thinking,
soon.
Okay, well, I mean, is this what is
wasn't
going to
explosive.
bring?
That's okay.
Is this what's
Yes.
going to bring Global Esports the glory that we kind of expected them to have?
Sure.
But he looks to be in incredible form. You know, he seems to be very comfortable, very I don't know, relaxed in what he's doing, and I think that this is showing a lot of
Third map
promise
कौन सा
overall
है?
for them.
All
Third map
right,
कौन
now
सा है?
before we move on, obviously we talked a lot about Global
Pearl है
Esports
ना?
and how they won. We talked
Pearl,
about
okay.
Texture's win there, 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 stats.
Leaks
But I think everyone's going to remember one certain clip from this match. We have to point
Hyderabad
this out,
Watch
right?
Party
On the
soon,
side of
guys,
Paper
soon,
Rex.
soon.
This is
Hyderabad
something.
Watch Party.
This is so cool here from something, and this is where PRX is truly an
क्या
inspiration.
लगता है guys गोलू
The
खेलेगा
problem is, and so look at this. We got to slow it down. Boom, boom, boom. Every head goes down. Let's do it one
audio.
more time.
I mean, that's how we all felt watching it, right?
Shot.
Who said I
It
swear
was
bro
Very cool. But again,
बहुत
you can have
पहले
a
बहुत
play
पहले
like that where you,
someone
where you
said
shoot
गोलू
up
on guys
and get
yes
shot
yes
right
guys
back down
let's
and look
hope
like a fool. If these
Yeah.
aggressive plays are going to
People
win
are
games, they
asking
have to
कि
work
Delhi
every
Watch
time.
Party
And it does seem
guys
like
Watch Party के लिए
overall,
इसको पकड़ो
the Global
Watch
Esports, they
Party
are
के लिए
able to shut that
इसको
down
पकड़ो
enough to then control the map itself.
And again, it's
Huh?
the mechanical ability is
Delhi.
there. It's never been
Okay,
in
guys,
doubt for any of the
Adit
players
is-
on PRX.
Adit
Pick
is
up
saying
that player.
Delhi soon,
He
ठीक है,
really
not
has
me,
the
Adit.
mechanics. That's been clear. I mean, even
Adit is
CTRS
saying,
in his
guys.
own right was looking pretty decent here. You know, I think he ends up going
Bangalore,
pretty
Bangalore,
much plus
Bangalore.
0,
I
so
think
net
so,
neutral.
yeah.
But
Delhi
the mechanics are there. They just haven't
Okay,
been able
guys,
to find
Delhi
their
के लिए-
opponent
Delhi के
into
thumbs up,
a
guys.
strategic
What else?
out-
Delhi
you
के
know,
बाद?
and get a strategic outcome out of it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's so
Okay,
frustrating.
guys,
is 'cause
Delhi-
there is so much potential.
Who's
here.
up for
They've
Delhi,
shown this
guys?
in the past when they do have that controlled chaos style, and they can have
Come
these
on, guys,
explosive
Delhi
rounds,
के लिए-
but the consistency round over round is just completely lost.
Well, I mean, it also just really starts to feel like perhaps, I mean, PRX, they're understanding that their own style, that part's fine, right? The going in, going for the trades, going in as 5, but then just kind of this macro style.
Come on,
what do we need
guys,
to change? It
who's
seems
up
like
for
they're
Delhi,
maybe
guys?
still
Come on.
experimenting. We talked about this in the
Bhavin
opening
bhai,
cases
क्या
you
नहीं ना?
mentioned. Now, you don't really have that much more time
Delhi,
to
Delhi,
experiment
okay.
anymore here in VCT Pacific.
Well, and it seems like even with this
Public
round,
तो है।
or this
Delhi के
map
लिए
we just
public
went
तो
through,
है।
this experimentation, it did
Public
seem to
तो
be a
है।
little bit labbing. They did not have the solution. They obviously did not come out with that.
हैदराबाद
first
भी
win.
बहुत है
And
गुजरात
the
भी है
results of this tournament are beginning to cement, so they need to figure out what works and probably stick with that. Otherwise,
साला सुपारा
they're not out of this yet.
NA,
Things aren't
oh.
fleshed out. I think they're still likely to be one of the teams.
Sati
that's gonna
send
be advancing.
interns to NA
But they are in a bit of a tumultuous period, especially considering the reputation they had and the expectations that a lot of fans had for them coming
Oh,
into this.
sorry
I like
guys,
that you brought
Bhavin
that
bhai is
up,
back.
because
I have
that's
to
something
go.
important to note is that obviously as we entered these partnered leagues, it's important to note that a lot of teams are kind of looking at this long term, right? Really build up kind of our style, our roster, and that's great to see. However, there's also for a team like PRX this reputation that you're probably going to go to Masters. We'll probably see you again at Champions, and you might be running out of time here to cement that result. We'll have to see how they do here on map 2 on Split.
Yeah, I mean, and to the opposite side, Global is one of those teams that kind of came in as an experimentation, mixing things up, having all these different nationalities, all
guys.
these different languages spoken, making these
ठोकेंगे
players
guys
dominate, which that was kind of
ठोकेंगे
seen as, okay, this could end up being a long-term project. Maybe they don't make it into the
तब बता
playoffs
दिया ना
this
किधर
year,
किधर
maybe they
करना है
make
Watch
the
Party
playoffs,
तुम
but
लोग
they
ने
can't qualify for an international event. You know, but if they stick with this core, they should be able to develop them over time. They've already been able to do that now in a very rapid amount of time. So to come into this with the expectations, the accolades backing you, and then lose to this team that should be taking more time to develop, that also hurts that much more. We do have another veteran face, though, from the side of PRX stepping back in as 𝘼𝐼 will be subbed in for CGRS.
Oh, and it looks like we've got a changeover on Global Esports as
Guys,
well.
Bangalore
Somewhat
to aa rahe, Delhi
expected,
bhi aa
given
rahe.
how, you know, the
Fully
compositions,
anticipated.
yeah, that they played. Most likely going for the Rays as your main duelist here on Split, so Lightning Fast will be coming in.
Guys,
Had a
Golu
pretty
aa gaya,
decent
Golu!
debut last week. I mean, his kill score line wasn't the highest, but the way he was playing, the way he was creating space and buying time for his teammates was quite spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with the swap out there for PRX, and I welcome this one here, bringing Lightning Fast in replacing 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐊𝐒. I mean, let's see what happens, but right now, I think PRX, they're going to have to really step it up, and I think they cannot play a game like the last one we just saw. They got to be a lot more coordinated.
Yeah, I'm curious if PRX are going to alter anything as far as what their composition looks
Why
like.
Rossi off? Because
Looks like, for the most part, no. It's
Guys,
going
map
to be
wise
this double
हम लोग के
duelist going
comp
in
है
here. So we'll see. You know, this is more pressure now on
Comp
Lightning
के हिसाब
Fast,
से top
having to
करते
be
हैं.
that
Oh, yeah.
solo
Player के
impact
हिसाब से
duelist
नहीं.
player going for these entries. We
Yeah.
saw him have a
True.
couple fumbles. He died to his own paint shells the one time because he ended up getting vulnerable from a snake bite. So we'll see if those things get cleaned up. But you obviously do always need to respect Jing and something when they are playing these duelist roles.
First PRX
So I think that
Sunday
there's a
खेल रहा है,
little bit
guys.
of added pressure
अगर
on
frame
Lightning
में भी
Fast's
खेले ना,
shoulders compared to the previous
First map
series.
पे
But
जीत जाएगा.
this has been a very strong map for Global. We've now seen it from them twice. They're 1-1. That one loss that they did suffer, it was, 15-17 the scoreline to DRX. So
Against
it's still
DRX.
incredibly hard fought, and that was with their previous
Love
roster
from
with
Thank you,
Bronski
Karan.
having to be
Love
a
back to you,
mainstay
bro.
before they got their Indian players out here. So I'm curious to see how PRX matches up and whether or not they're going to be able to take away their opponent's map pick.
All right, well, we're getting ready for Split. Let's head into the map with our casters up on stage. It's 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒.
Oh boy.
Yes, thank you, Will. It's 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒. Oh god, this is really hard to cast.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Oh,
I picked PRX to win today too. It's okay. I feel
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I actually
We
did.
have to believe.
I'm not so. I don't believe in. I don't know if I do anymore. I mean, look.
We're playing, of course, but
Yes. But like, dude, like, I mean, GE is just
ये इतना
so
plate भर के
good
खाना
right
लेके
now.
आया,
And,
खाएगा कौन?
you know, no matter who is playing duelist or
आप
whatever,
लोग आ
it
जाओ
seems
खा
like
लो मेरे साथ.
they've got players that are always stepping up. You know, Monyet on this split map, he's been absolutely destructive.
Let's go.
You know, opening with an ace on the pistol round last time, right? So, are we going to see something like that again here from them? They're so good at this map. They're so confident. You know, 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 was all over the place last time. By the way, PRX has beaten GE. Yes.
That's like.
Yes, that was a
How
long
long
time
ago
ago. That was 2021. I was there. I was a
ये
part
क्यों
of
डाला है
this.
stream
It was
पे
the
भाई?
2021 lock-in
It's been a while.
for APAC.
Things have changed.
I'm not.
Let's be honest.
I don't think I was casting that game. I think I was on the desk, but I was definitely there.
Yeah, and I have to agree with everything that you just said. I mean, so far the results have shown we have seen Global with that
कर रहे हैं
much
लोग.
more impact, and especially on this map, they just beat Talon on this. There might be game tape for PRX to study, but again, you have to make this double duelist composition work. If not, that just might be it. Global playing it safe.
I want to give a huge shout out. No, we have been just absolutely singing the praises of 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒. Well deserved. We've been singing the praises of 𝘍𝑒𝑥𝑡r. Well deserved. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 deserves a lot of credit on that previous map. He had 21 assists. His flashes were so on point. If every time GE wanted to do something, it was
He
off
was
the
there.
back of 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒. Yep.
अरे
If
BT
remember,
क्यों
the
दे रहा है
same
कास्टर?
thing
हाँ
happened
यार.
last week. He wasn't one clutch
किधर
that
हो
round,
Sati
but
आप?
now here comes PRX. They are looking to double
Nice
team it
way,
up
Golu.
towards a
मार
ramp,
मत.
but nope. They got stopped
मार
by
साले
the
को.
grenade from Lightning Fast.
The protocols there, they're great. The reaction from the utility is beautiful. And now, oh, they're going to lose that fight, though.
What?
What a push from something
चलेगा,
in Jing,
चलेगा.
but a great reaction from Monyet with the pull. The grenade and the flash from 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 in combination to buy time. And a headshot doesn't matter. Mindfreaks is better.
Just able to continue W keying forward. They might be able to dish out a little bit more, but keep in mind here, Mindfreak and Something are down to red HP. A single shot will do the trick, but a single headshot from Something will dish out damage as well. Monyet now coming up from behind. They finally get that information. Swaps over to a Ghost. I don't know if that's going to be as good, though, because Mindfreak has the off angle. And to start off the pistol round,
चलेगा चलेगा guys.
just to clean up our mistakes from the previous map, PRX wins the first pistol.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, this is going to be a different PRX than we saw in the previous map. I mean, I think
You
with
feel
𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 there, with a real kind of caller who can sort of control the chaos, you know, I don't mind chaotic play.
Orchestrate the chaos.
Exactly. It's like, you know, trying to conduct like a modern, you know, a modern opera or something.
Jazz.
You know? Jazz. Yeah, exactly. It's like improv jazz or something. You know, there's gotta be somebody there leading the traffic, or else, you know, it just sounds like random noise.
And you're gonna get a traffic jam if it doesn't work out.
Yes.
Well, so far so good, and we do have 𝘼𝘽𝐿𝐿𝐿 actually on the Viper, lurking towards middle. He will be able to catch some rotations off, but
he pulled
only
off.
one. Monyet answers back with a classic shot of his own.
𝘼𝘽
Will
thought
be
he had
able
the
to pick up
kill.
their weapon.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
He transferred there. I think he thought he had it.
It's just a Spectre.
It's not as good as a Phantom.
Tough to control. I hate it. But on to the next. We do have a lot of information to work with. 𝘼𝘽𝐿, they are going to be holding down these angles, but look at this great Nebula. It just gives them enough coverage to sneak on over to the backside of Pillar. Still firing blind shots though. 𝘼𝘽𝐿 Forsaken will be able to find 2 before the rest of the squad cleans up.
Yeah, that's a really great play off of that smoke. Just to kind of take that angle where you know that they kind of have to come through, so they keep their vision obscured from the enemy. You know, they're talking about GE here when they're trying to come in, and you know, you can just line those shots up. That's easy peasy. So really well thought out and drawn up there for 𝘼𝘽𝐿. And I thought for a moment that countdown, it was too quiet. You know what I mean? Like I didn't hear like knives or players jumping around.
ये उधर दे देना
so I'm
किसी
like,
को, इतना
wait,
मैं नहीं खाऊंगा, ये बहुत ज़्यादा
don't be attacked.
खा लिया मेरा, हो
This
गया.
early? Nah,
हाँ,
I will,
ये
bro.
दे देना, पूरा ही दे दे.
Ooh, texture
हाँ.
there just
might not be.
cuts Jing down.
Nice
I
play
mean,
texture, son.
I think you're seeing that, you know, 𝘼𝘽𝐿 is trying to turn up the tempo here. I think they're trying to see if they can just bully GE out of this map.
I don't know. GE does not seem like the kind of team that will stand down. They will not be bullied. They will continue to contest and resist any sort of push coming through. Look at how they're actually positioned up on the B side. Look at how Lightning Fast
Baji,
has
se
the
Baji.
position to rotate back over onto mid. 𝘼𝘽𝐿 might be taking some shots right now, but it's not that big of a deal.
इसने 0 damage दिया है.
Healed up. I mean, he took a ton of damage. So it's not too bad. Lightning Fast is
Okay.
probably, you know, but I don't know if they're fully aware that the push there from something.
All right, sneaks back up though. Does look like 𝘼𝘽𝐿 is pretty adamant on hitting this B site. Maybe trying to pull off a little bit of a rotational fake, but Global's not biting. They have a lot
गलत
of
हो गया flash भाई, गलत
information
हो गया.
across the map.
That kind of position there from something just sold this B hit. Because Batsy's
30
flash
seconds
didn't
left.
connect.
And now they have no idea that he's above them. 𝘼𝘽𝐿 only pushes along with this, and with the Nebula covering off
Flash
defender
गलत डाल
spawn,
दिया भाई बाजी ने.
𝘼𝘽𝐿 will have the B site delivered to them. 3 players with rifles up on top though, and they are trying to find a couple of picks. Look at how 𝘼𝘽𝐿 is positioned though. Look at how they're holding back sight. This is going to be a tough wall for Global to break through.
Now you've got one flash. That's it to get this job done.
Oh.
And there's the flash to buy up
Counter
time and
flash.
get a kill. Yeah, great counter flash.
𝘼𝘽𝐿 still not backing down though. A sudden double, but 𝘼𝘽𝐿 will say that it's lights out. This time, we have 𝘼𝘽𝐿.
चलेगा.
On their attacker
चलो,
side
चलो
on
guys,
Split. Now, yes,
निकालते हैं.
in recent history, Split has been a much
Defender side.
more
Why take
balanced
Split? Because D
map.
का अच्छा है.
And with the adjustment that a lot of teams are taking double duelists and that kind of thing. But it's 𝘼𝘽𝐿 here on the clutch, already coming back in and already having value. You know, finds 3 kills in this round. The guy is so critical in these situations. I mean, yes, there's a flank there and it's very difficult, but still, or not a clutch, but he had a, you know, important kill there at the end. And that's what you're looking for. I mean,
impact.
again, 𝘼𝘽𝐿, I can't stress this enough. I was very, very shocked to not see him in that first map.
Here he is though.
Yes.
Of course, Salama, how are you to everyone who is celebrating, but now back into it. 3 rounds on the board for 𝘼𝘽𝐿 Global. Off of a save. It does not look like they'll be doing
देखो
much
guys,
this
G
round. Maybe
ने
a
last
little bit
time
of
भी
a push
पूरा
if
B
they can
retake
find
में खेला था
𝘼𝘽𝐿.
against DRX.
That will be huge.
𝘼𝘽𝐿 को बहुत exploit कर रही है
Phantom
अभी, तो G को
Maybe not
adjust
set up by
करना
𝘼𝘽𝐿
पड़ेगा.
this time, but
Nice.
okay, we're just gonna triple peek this and it works.
I jinxed 𝘼𝘽𝐿.
It's all your fault, people.
It is, yes. That's an upgrade for texture. It's going to have that Phantom. They're going to try to cut through these Seekers and try to limit the information, but one of them does get into the back, so that is going to reveal.
Maybe just a little bit.
Yeah, that defender spawn position.
I'm still worried. Because Global still has the potential to just call drive through. Nonetheless, 𝘼𝘽𝐿 holds the right angles, and with this combination, Jing something, they will be able to frag. What a flick! On steroids garage, and we just, well, walk into Texture's crosshairs for the time being. With a lovely bit of movement from Mindfreak. We have the swing, we have Phantom. We will be collecting on that 4th win.
Yeah, Mindfreak's just in a great position there. He's able to take that angle much tighter around that corner, and with Texture out in the open like that, that's a pretty good advantage. So nicely done. 6-0 here from Mindfreak. So another player that we've been wanting to see step up for PRX, and he had some good starts, or a good start in the previous map. Here today, it's been much better, I would say.
Much better. And of course, like we mentioned as well, it's just 𝘼𝐼𝐿𝐼 coming back in. Perhaps that is the secret ingredient, because 𝘼𝐼𝐿𝐼, if we notice,
how
is
many
actually
times
playing
can
Viper,
teams
something
change
that
every map they can
is
change
not.
whatever.
We're not so used to seeing him on. He normally would be on the Sky, but perhaps with 𝑉ANKAI subbing out, this is kind of the different PRX that we're seeing now. 𝘼𝐼𝐿𝐼 calling the shots, maybe bringing some organization to that chaos that we normally love to watch. But back into this, it's clear that Global, there are a little bit of gaps. I mean, that previous round that we saw with mid, something that Global definitely wasn't expecting.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's,
Chalo, let's go, guys.
PRX was very able to kind of shake off that last map. There's little lack of confidence in this team. The Des touched on it, that the individual ability is never in doubt with any of these players. It is just coordination at times. It's just a matter of, again, like we talked about, managing the chaos. I'm all about it. I love W key gaming. That's when they're at their best, is when they're able to W key on their enemies. But, sometimes they get red. Sometimes they start to kind of fall apart. Sometimes they're not there to play off of each other, and you can't consistently win, battles against the top players in the world. It is, you can do it sometimes, of course, but not all the time.
Yeah, a little bit of a 50-50 hit or miss. But we still do have Global looking for their first win on the map so far, getting a lot of information. VASHI with the Seekers will be looking to delay the push, even going along with a spray from Monyet. And will be able to do a little bit more damage. Now a third perhaps, but something answers back in full. A quick double, and then the tail in and up trap over onto the other side. Lightning fast, just wrapping around the pillars. He's going back and forth. He's looking for the last one, and that's going to be something's head. Pushing along with this now. A heal to top him off. Just to buy time. Not going to pull out utility because it's too nice, and that is how Texture will read the situation, taking something's head clean off.
Thank you for the 44, Kanaya. Let's go, guys.
Just barely able to buy enough time here, and Monyet with 2 huge kills from Heaven dropping down. Now, he got flashed, but so is his opponent on the way in, and that gave him just enough time to kind of recover and react to get that second kill before he gets taken out. Something with a great reaction of his own in there. You can see he's going to get full flashed. He drops down, and it wears off just before his opponent's does, so he's able to get the kill. That is clean from something. I mean, obviously that Blade Storm earlier was... you don't see that too often, a play like that, but of course that was...
You never see it.
The one highlight from the PRX defender's side.
Right now he's got an op in his hand. That's kind of worrying, a little bit risky. If it pays off, it's huge as well. And I feel like that's something that we're repeating a lot for PRX these days.
Well, it's part of their MO right now, right? It is something, whenever he wants the op, he's allowed to get it. And it's part of their plan, is to let the players do what they're comfortable with. Let them, play the way that they succeed. And that has worked at times and it hasn't at others. So it looked good to start, right? Our first match was something. It looked great.
I mean, they're approaching this round differently now. They're expecting that paint shells to be thrown by lightning fast, and they're holding and delaying the push. And now it strikes Forsaken with the up instead. He's gonna find one pick, but not before more pushes come out of Global. Something will be able to find a bit of damage, but Aaron trades. And then players spike down. But Jing was prepared for that shot. He's got the showstopper as well, Paper Thin.
30 seconds left.
I mean, Monyet there tried to set up Aaron for that kind of unexpected play. But Jing got angled even a little bit. Gets the knife out at the wrong time, though. Oh, no,
just
the
to check.
timing.
We're just jump peeking. It's okay. It's okay. We're good. Global. We still have VASHI on the other side, but of course, guiding light on the side of Forsaken as well. Maybe a little bit of team blind, but showstopper is actually buying so much time. Fires off the shot. Monyet starts to peek. Gets the first one from the back. But Forsaken plays off contact and tries to dodge on over, but VASHI gets him on the cross.
Yeah, this is just a great reaction here from Monyet. He's able to use that Nova Pulse to kind of cross in front there, a little bit of a flash, and then Jing gets completely stuck with that ult in the back. You mentioned he had it. Great ult to have, but he kind of pulled it out, and it's so smart here the way that GE is able to react to that, to not suffer any damage from it, and then Botsy's right there for the trade. Just so well thought out here. Good team play once again from GE, but you know, PRX still up ahead by 2 rounds, and I got a couple ults in the bag that are really useful. Viper's Pit, of course, you have the counter, Viper's Pit, and a lot of ults for GE.
In all these firefights, Global has the information to work off of, and that's how they're winning these rounds. VASHI knew where the last player was, just needed to land that micro flick, and he does.
I was going to say, surely PRX doesn't push this Viper's Pit. Like, you guys watched what happened to Talon last week when they tried to do it, right?
No.
But that's bad. Batsy down. That's a key
Nice,
of this puzzle. A good push out by Lightning Fast here. You see this a lot with GE, where they like to use that wall.
A lot of sudden aggressions, and it does pay off dividends.
Oh, Jing.
But then the double satchel, the push forward from Garage. Aaron trying to respond, but the Viper's Pit will be dropped. He's a little bit paranoid that someone might be coming from the back, but not.
Nice, Golo!
It's going to be Lightning Fast shuts Jing down instead. Spike might be planted now, but this is still an even fight.
You can see that PRX wants to clear out Heaven here. Based on this plant position, that's right by that door. Here comes the ult.
Great. Oh my god, one showstopper, that could end it all. Lightning Fast clears. He's maybe anticipating that they're behind Garage. Almost shot towards Heaven. That's where the contact plays comes out. Guiding Light, careful peeks, biding time. But
nice,
Forsaken's back exposed. Lightning Fast is stuck under Hell. Mindfreak pulling them in with the gravity well, not allowing them to get the defuse. And there it is! A sudden quadra. Mindfreak is back, ladies and gents.
That's so well played here by Mindfreak. So well thought out by PRX. Such an uncharacteristic plant spot right by that door, and it completely makes GE think that somebody's in the alley. That has to be where he's going to come from. But no, Mindfreak still got the utility to delay. A great entry here by Jing. You know, one of the other things that has been talked about with these two players is, with Jing and Forsaken in this case, is who's going to be able to out-blast pack the other. You know, the Des talked about it with Lightning Fast. He had some struggles. Jing is the better blast packer. Jing is the best blast packer in Pacific. I'm just going to say it. He is. He is the best blast packer.
He has gotten a lot of highlights.
No doubt about it.
Okay. We've seen this before. Toxic Screen to triple peak, but PRX is prepared for it. They will be able to spray forward, taking off 3, 4 players, 5. The Vi. Last one goes to him, 6-2 Global.
Chalega, 2 kill gaye.
Nice attempt. Doesn't work out.
Who is the AGL of PRX? It's the Wi-Fi now, I think.
Casters say, blink and you miss it. That one.
I kind of blinked on that one.
Did you?
No, I'm kidding.
Well, how dare you blink that? Oh my god,
no,
I don't know.
My eyelids are taped open, paper thin.
Yeah,
you have no idea.
We've had these situations before where we've had to, you know, pry our eyelids open on this thing.
Not with this series.
No.
Not with the next series either. But here we go. Operator back in hand now. Again, it's Texture Sentinel operator, and he's looking for an early pick.
Yeah, he doesn't have any support here, so this has to be very good. But I mean, Mindfreak might have a decent read on this. He does. And he knew. He read that like a book.
Not quite the safe position that Texture was hoping for as well. A little bit of an aggression towards mid, but then suddenly double session back. Well, maybe not double, but back in towards sewers and back into A. Bit of a guiding light, and Aaron is looking to put a stop to this. He's calling for backup, but of course Monyet is kind of trapped up, but look at this positioning! Shut down by something up on top of Heaven. PRX have got them completely surrounded, but Aaron still able to delete players away. He's got support from VASHI as well. Right underneath, something's nose. But guess what's happening on the other side of the map?
Yeah, I mean, this is just Mindfreak just kind of chilling on the other side of the map there. Getting some big kills in the last couple of rounds here for the side of PRX. And now they know. You know, sights open,
Yes, save.
and the retake here,
Oh.
challenging at best.
Yeah, you might want to save.
Uh-huh. No doubt. I mean, this is 100% the right move here for GE. It is just too risky with the way that their economy is to go for this. You can see literally Texture 0 credits, 50 for Aaron, 150 for Munyet. So, yeah, you got to save these guns. 'Cause you're going to be able to get a couple more in the next round. And you need to stabilize here as GE. They've been great on this map. Phenomenal on this map.
Playing the long game. And you have to consider that they are starting on defense as well.
Yeah. And I mean, phenomenal on this map previously. Today it hasn't been so good. But GE, this has been the map that, you know, as I think...
Attack में round निकाल सकते हैं guys. अपने को 5 तो चाहिए. 4 at least 4 चाहिए.
The level of competition that they've been
4
able
plus
to bring.
pistol.
But that also opens them up to some reads here. And PRX, again, just... There's no fear in this PRX team. They are perfectly content to just send it at you, and they react so well to things. Like, look what happened with Lightning Fast. He tries to sneak in that corner of the Cosmic Divide, and they just perfectly react to it.
That's why I'm really curious, truly, if that was a call made by Divine. The sub mid-round adaptation to maybe pull a bit of a fake on A and then actually send the spike over to B. It was perfect. On to this next round, though. Mindfreak starts things off with a bit of a spray. There is still a triple push coming through, though. Something checks the off angle. Will be to find one.
Nice, buddy.
Peeks back again, but gets deleted. Now they're fully aware that there is a weapon lost to Global.
Yeah, they saw 3, so they know that A's the weak side here.
Texture here.
Yeah, they know A's the weak side. Texture just trying to buy a little bit of time. Something gonna up and over the slow orb. And now Texture able to dodge the Trailblazer. Wants to think about putting up a wall. Something continuing to pressure in, but Batsy
Nice, buddy.
didn't check the corner. Jing able to get the trade though.
That's going to be Heaven kind of lost. Jing drops down to Hell. They're looking for the spike plant. The Texture still a thorn in their sides. Up by elbow. Goes for the peek. Gets shut down by Tavai.
बेचारे गोलू को
Quick
दिखाई
double,
नहीं
and
था
that leaves Monyet alone. Jing has full control now, and he's waiting for the angle. Monyet just pushed into him, though.
Certainly not.
14 HP.
14 HP? Certainly not.
How is this happening? He's dropped. They have to anticipate that he's going back into elbow.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Not watching the angle at the right time, but Forsaken, thankfully, caught unaware. That is going to be 8-2.
Well, that felt like it was going to be in a Munyet clutch for a moment there, but he
Almost.
turned away. Yeah, he
NT,
had to
guys.
check that corner, yeah.
It's not Monday.
I know, that's, you know, Victoria was saying that. She's like, it's not Monday, and I was like, you're right, it's not. Half the time, I don't know what day it is, but...
It's Valorant Day. It's Valorant
exactly. I know it's Valorant Day. I know I got to be at
VCT
work.
Pacific Day. Yes.
That's right. Which
Still,
is fine. That's where I'd rather be.
2-8, and that's gonna be Global. Still desperate to find a bit more of a win.
Oops.
I mean, kind of worked out. There was that poison orb in his face. Might have gone really wrong if someone was on the other side.
Yeah, but then you don't, you know, there's no TikTok, you know, reel for that one. So I don't know, man.
Oh, we want to have the TikToks.
Yeah, exactly. We got it. I mean, but that's the thing with Jing. Like, if he can get those openings like that, you know, get those kills,
Good job.
that does kind of, you know, really put GE on the back foot. It does like mental damage as well, right? They're already so far down in this map. It's 8-2 already.
Another ult में जी
And
ने
if
बहुत
he's able
अच्छा
to
ये
get an
किया
opening
guys.
like
उन्होंने
that,
smoke डाल
you
के
know,
रखा था
then
नहीं तो वो आगे जाता
That's
ही
gotta hurt. That's gotta feel bad when you know it's coming.
Well, now you know. Seekers will confirm it. Something pushing in with the sortie.
है.
And inside of the Nebula, Monyet will not survive.
Nice,
Shotgun to shotgun, and we're back into a contest towards the A site. Viper's Pit now up by PRX, but look at how deep this one goes. It might cover off a bit of screen, but you need to block off elbow. Jing has Heaven under control, and this is his domain. This is where he will be able to find a little bit more. Hate shells through. Last one's gonna be Aaron. Continues to hold down the spray and commit to it, and allows for Jing to actually sidestep. Gets the headshot. 9-2.
I mean, that's just Jing just playing so well there. Just reading the angles perfectly, reading the timing.
9-3 curse बोलते guys. 9-3 curse.
That's everything you want out of Jing. You know, even though the blast back off the rip doesn't go well, it's okay. He's gonna make up for it and then some here.
I have to
Cassian play.
be a little bit honest here, Paper Pit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kind of looks like, well, I'm curious, but is Aaron possibly not able to read what PRX is throwing at them? It looks like he's kind of delayed, and he used those Seekers to really confirm information, but by the time they wanted to react to it, PRX is already all over the A site.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that, you know, the tempo and the style here is vastly different than what we saw in Icebox from PRX. And I think Aaron was able to, you know, sometimes if you get in that flow, you get in that momentum, you're reading your opponent so well, like we saw in the second half of Icebox, you know, with Aaron, that can mess with you a little bit if, like, the ideas and the thought process change so drastically. Whoa. Oh my God, something again. Dude, these Blade Storms have been absolutely nasty.
Speaking of drastic, I mean, how do you read what can't be read? How do you read chaos? Maybe Monyet can. Maybe he is that anchor that Global are looking for. Inside of his nebula, he peeks out. Oh my God! A sudden 90-degree flick.
No way.
No way! What? He's still alive! How is he doing this? Mind Freak. Indonesian controller versus Indonesian controller.
He's on for the ace.
M versus M. He is down really low, though. A single shot, but he's not looking the right direction. Monyet with the ace to save Global from extinction.
I mean, it wouldn't be a map of Split without a Monyet ace. I mean, he is just every time he's good for one.
Oh
I don't even understand it. He's amazing.
PRX,
भाई क्या मारता है भाई लौंडा भाई.
It's only he has 3 aces and all of them are on Split. It's just unbelievable.
Oh,
I mean, he just reacts there so well. Again, this is just him, just, you know, not always looking in the right place, but I'll be damned if he doesn't react to things insanely quickly. This one just a great, you know, kind of read on Mind Freak's position, but...
Is that Aaron?
Yes.
And like we spoke to 𝘍𝐿𝐒 last week, this is a huge morale boost. They might be down 3 versus 9 right now, but Global, that surely gives them a big boost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And now you move over to your attacker side.
So
you
let's
can
go,
win
let's
the pistol,
go, guys.
then all of a sudden it's likely 9-5, right?
Curse
Like
bolte.
you look at that score, like 9-3 looks
Guys,
bad,
9-3
and then
curse
you look
ho
at
gaya na,
9-5
guys.
and you go, well, you know what? That's not too bad, guys. We can do this. And you're right, the mental changes. You're much more
मैं
confident,
घी की
especially
नई
off the back
जर्सी
plays like that.
गिव अवे कर दूंगा गाइस अगर ये
now,
स्कोर लाइन से गेम जीत गया
may
ना
not have that double duelist.
ये जो स्टेज पे पहन के बैठे ना वो
seeing
वाली
from
न्यू
the side
जर्सी
of
गिव अवे कर दूंगा गाइस
PRX, but if Lightning Fast has cleaned up some of his blast backing, some of his entries, you know, we don't have a little bit of whoopsies with the paint shells, then this could go well, I think.
Or entirely possible. Or are we invoking the curse right now, Hayworth?
No, we don't believe in the curse.
Don't believe in curses. Okay. I mean, I do think this is still a little bit more comfortable for PRX, but if they start to get a little bit complacent with
कितनी
this, it's
जर्सी
gonna
गिव
hurt.
अवे एक जर्सी भाई नहीं मेरे पास खुद के
Well,
पास
what's the
3 है गाइस
it's really
सील पैक
for beaten
एक
at
मैं
this
तुम लोग
point.
को दे दूंगा 2 तो रखूंगा ना खुद के
Global
पास
are desperately looking for the win. They are looking to climb up in these standings. Whereas on PRX's side, they might be able to afford some losses. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not the best. It's so dangerous right now.
Yeah, if you're going to compete for one of those top 2 spots, you know, to get the buys in the playoffs, then PRX has to win this match, basically, because you already have Gen.G and DRX who are squaring up next, both undefeated so far. Of course, somebody will lose a game, but still, they're both pretty far ahead, and so therefore, you know, for PRX, you know, to keep up with that pace, this is a huge, you know, a huge game, and then, like you said, for GE, almost feels like
come on.
not a must-win, but very close to. You would love to get this win because then you can really start thinking about playoffs. You can really start saying, okay, we can go head-to-head with this, you know, explosive, high-powered PRX squad. You know, they've come close to taking maps off of DRX. You know, there's no doubt that GE has the potential.
You know, talking about Lightning Fast versus Jing. We also have Monyet versus Mind Freak.
Yes.
We have to say Monyet so far has been performing fantastic.
And Mind Freak, too. Both have had really good maps.
Nice.
Here comes,
Nice.
It's going to be the paint shells. The frenzy from Aaron
Nice
will be able to destroy. 2 players gone. A bit of a exchange. Something just hold up and prepare to receive. Instant tailwind back. But surely you have to prepare for ramps, and he finds only one shot. Mind Freak is the only one left. We talked about him. He has to show up right now.
Well, I mean, Aaron with the frenzy, name a more iconic duo. The guy's just been absolutely disgusting with them. He's a big part, frankly, of why their pistol rounds have been so one-sided for GE. And it looks like they might get another one. Now, if Mind Freak checks this angle, if he can get this first win, that's the first piece of the puzzle.
All right. What's the second piece? Maybe he's got to find them, but look at how they're holding this. A bit of a crossfire position. Spike down, and as soon as he taps it, both of them are going to swing outside of main. Holds it off.
Nice!
Fake it. But the double
Let's go!
still secures it anyway. Like you said, Aaron, Frenzy, iconic duo.
Yeah, no
भाई
doubt.
हम लोग
He
पीछे
just-
चल रहे हैं बहुत.
There's something special about him with that gun. Him and RB, at times, it's really impressed me with the Frenzy more than others.
Also, Global and Pistol Whip, also
Yes.
iconic duo.
Exactly, and again, it's stuff like this. You know, Aaron, you know, Monyet sometimes with a ghost, you know, things like that that are just so. They just said it, Frenzy God.
Frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely, it's true. Aaron said something
Find
really
that
funny
rhythm.
to me before this match that I can't say on the stage. But he cracked me. He cracks me up, dude. He's so funny. He's just got a great attitude. He came in today super confident.
Also a cracked player.
He's very good. And you know, again, Icebox, you know, you could tell he was dialed in. He was reading things well. It was a tough side, but going up against that double duelist of PRX is hard for anybody. We've seen the best teams in the world struggle against that.
A little bit more in control on the attacking side, if anything, I think, because you get to be more active as opposed to being passive and reacting to whatever your
Guys,
opponents throw at you.
अच्छा तो
You're
नहीं feel
throwing
हो रहा,
things at PRX, and right now PRX has to be the one to react accordingly to these plays. They hear so much utility being dumped up on towards A. I don't know if they can actually hold it down though. Forsaken, only a classic in hand. Utility almost all spent. A guiding light refreshed now, but he's gonna get spammed with util. And he's trying to hide, trying to stay corrected, but no! Spectre will still be able to run and gun through. Lightning Fast now on a rampage of his own. A quick double, a third! The blast packs will ring true for him. Something peeks out. But not quite finding the shot now. In fact, having a nade blown up in his face. Goes back towards screen.
That's what we wanted to
गोलू
see.
को
from
pick करना है तो
Lightning
guys.
Fast. Those were
Ult
some
चाहिए
great
अपने को
blast
गोलू का.
packs, some great
जा गोलू
accurate
आगे जा.
shooting right off the landings. Beautiful stuff from Lightning Fast. Let's see if something could drop a few more Spectres. If you get one or two more, you know, one's okay, two's great. He can find it, but nobody's given an inch. Now they're going to try to play off of that contact.
जा गोलू आगे जा गोलू यही टाइम है.
Man, look at how many of them are just holding that
चलेगा,
the angle
चलेगा.
and then for Aaron to come up from behind.
Yeah, just great stuff here from Lightning Fast. This is why we've really been hammering home this raise battle on this map, because it is so important. You can see the impact that Jing had, you know, on the other side of the coin. He's 15 and 11 right now. You know, and like you're saying, both of our Astros are having great maps. You know, Monyet 13 and 3 or 13 and 13, excuse me, and 14 and 6 for Mindfreak. I mean, that first
only
half
half
for
armor
Mindfreak
तो
was
ले ही सकता है यार.
beautiful. This is so needed for PRX.
The raises and the Astros. But
Yeah.
something, I mean, PRX, they have one thing that's different, and that's going to be the jet. Still, though, I'm just giggling at how he was jiggling with that Sheriff earlier on.
Sometimes, you know, just trying to stay active, trying to keep the circulation going, you know.
And now trying to be a little bit more proactive on the B site, blocking off the push. But if anything, it's just Global actually baiting out util. In fact, rotating back forward now. PRX won't have that much left.
G, I think, really wants somebody to push out from PRX to see if they can get that pick, upgrade a gun, and then try to make their way through. But PRX, I love the way they're playing. Nobody's, you know, playing contact here. Jing can afford to get one and leave. Throw the blast pack.
Okay,
So good.
leave, please leave.
No, he doesn't need to. He dodged the flash.
All right. They
Nice
might not be
hit in.
aware of it, but
Oh, no.
Mindfreak gets caught lacking. Asleep at the wheel, and that allows for Global to go in towards the B site. The only one there that can hold it off is something. Maybe backed up by Forsaken, and they will make it happen. VASHI, the only one left, trying to pick up a different weapon as he has run out of ammo, but Forsaken will come in full send. 10 to 5.
चलेगा. Come on guys, come on
looking to
guys.
close this one out.
Yeah, I mean, a
G
great
fighting
little
spam हो
micro
जाएगा
play
chat
from
में.
Jing
अपने
there at
बंदों
the
को energy
ropes that,
भेजते guys.
you
3
know, he can play for the
2,
first kill,
1.
throws the blast pack to make sure they can't come up the rope.
नहीं कर रहे
And because the flash goes so far past him, actually,
3,
because I think,
2,
you know, Batsy's
1.
expecting
G
Jing to fall back,
fighting.
right? Nah, not Jing.
Not
He's got
Jing.
too much confidence. And therefore, you know, the flash doesn't connect enough
Energy
that
भेजो guys.
they
Energy.
can pressure him. They can
Guys, hit that
re-aggress him.
like and
So they have to
subscribe
change
button.
direction.
Thank
Now, they're
you.
able to get a kill off of that, but the reaction there for PRX, that round really well handled.
He is the guy
Nice
to make it
hit.
happen, but this round,
Oh
no,
my God.
we're getting a little bit greedy. VASHI will punish that greed. Slaps your hand. Get out of that cookie jar. You're not going to steal anything here.
All you can think about is that stupid song.
Yes. Who took the cookie?
From oh my God. I hate that song, but now it's in my head. Thanks, Quack.
I'm sorry. I'm like smiling.
I know that this does not bother you at all that you put the most annoying song on the planet in my head. I can just tell. I have something about it. All right, here comes.
Oh no.
Freak. Oh my God, Munyet.
Ah! And it works! Oh! A double, maybe the third. bhavinkotwani goes in, but all right. Again, he's the guy who stops you from putting your hand in that cookie jar.
That's right.
Spike gets planted now, and maybe a little bit slow on the rotations. The crossfire has been set up. It's 2-on-3, and it's easy pickings for Lightning Fast and Texture. The Bhavi tries to dance forward with this, though. Gets blinded for a second, tries to flush him out of position with a snake bite, but it doesn't go deep enough. Tries to spray with the Phantom, but bhavi collects on that fourth. And that's going to be a round for Global.
That's just a great round from bhavi. I mean, huge. He just shot up to the top of the KD standings for GE off this round. I mean, just the way that him and Lightning Fast are playing off each other, they're great. Mind Freak, what a lurk, what a flank. Gets 2 huge kills, but it's bhavi with the reaction there to kind of bail his team out. And there's, the GE view party in Mumbai, absolutely loving it. That's the real reaction I wanted to see. I was trolling him a little bit after the something clip.
Just absolutely pop it off. And again, that's the duality of man right there. Some rounds we see Jing going crazy, and even with the aggression, even with the ego to just go in and in again. But this time, you get peeked, and that's going to be the punishment from bhavi. On to the next round now, and that's going to be PRX trying to slow things down, trying to play some default defensive position. 0 information so far, though, because Global are pulling off a default of their own.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. He's unbelievable. He just does not miss knives. He's just disgusting. It's just not even fair. You can't even peek against it. He's so fast.
He is something. We'll have the Poison Cloud back up on mid, though, and that allows for Jing to get a little bit adventurous with this. The double, well, once that's over, once more, putting his foot down.
Okay, you've got 2 heals, so, you can afford to take a little bit of damage there.
And I think that's what Global are trying to do now. Expecting PRX to push. Maybe Lightning Fast gets a little punished by that sudden peek from something, but
yeah. And you're right, they are. I mean, PRX is pushing. Something's already in spawn.
Oh, nice, Raven!
𝘼𝐼, though, with the response. It's a kill. The Viper's Pit is going to come up, and
okay.
𝘼𝐼 pushes right on the edge.
Down, 10 seconds left, and they have to stick it. Surely spraying through the Viper's Pit will connect some shots. He drops down, and he's gotten the round! Something doesn't even need to do anything anymore! No way you defuse! But Aaron is still fighting.
Not enough time, though. Yeah, I mean, it was just... I thought for a moment there, maybe there was a world he gets that last kill, but... I mean... GE needs a timeout. They could not get that spike down. I mean, 𝘼𝐼 just no respect for that Viper's Pit whatsoever.
I can't really tell or see it, but like something just like AFK'd in the last, like the moment 𝘼𝐼 got the frag, he didn't do anything anymore. It's like, all right, we won. Look at that.
GG. Well, I think he was waiting at the edge. I think he was expecting that push out from Aaron, potentially. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Maybe there was a keyboard issue or something, but I think he was expecting that push out. He just kind of guessed wrong on which angle Aaron would come out from.
We've gotten the round. One more is going to be match point, and hence the timeout for Global. Looking to find a crack, a slip in PRX's defense.
Yeah, it's really tough when you have a confident PRX that starts disrespecting your utility, that starts
come on, guys.
Playing ahead of what you expect. I mean, we saw it with Jing on that road play, right, where he's able to get ahead of the flash. This time,
something.
It's something, right? I mean, they don't respect your utility. They're going to try to get ahead of you because that's the way that they feel comfortable winning, individual fights, winning individual situations, is using your own utility against you. And in this case, they're not expecting 𝘼𝐼 to just be right there to watch the edge of that Viper's Pit and then drop right down in and get another kill, and it's devastating.
Exactly. Some of those are really individual performances from PRX, and we're seeing it on stats right now, all those kills on their side. But maybe this time, a little bit of a default perhaps, looking for some mid-round adaptation. We've seen this toxic screen, we've seen the Nebula up on top, but This time, we're just being blocked off by 𝘼𝐼.
Yeah, they're trying to set up those fast kind of dissipates with the smokes, and Texture just barely able to react in time to that.
Overheating a little bit. So, Mindfreak able to anchor down B. Gets the pull, gets the shot.
Just the way that Aaron's body scooted across the floor.
Oh no.
I got the spike.
And this is a global that's looking to make something work. The mid push, the B split, but information has been gathered and reacted to upon by PRX. Jing now, the first shot, and then he goes for the chase. A second kill to secure the win, and PRX have gotten match point.
Yeah, this is just good stuff here from PRX, and they're reading the angles, they're finding the timings, and they are certainly looking like they're going to win this map. Tons of ults available for them. Jing with the showstopper, so does Lightning Fast. Maybe we'll get the showstopper joust here or something, I don't know.
Oh.
I would love that, but it doesn't look like it based on the map. Sadly, the raises are on opposite sides, but you've got kind of the lightsaber duel with the toxic screens. It does look like that, doesn't it? It does, yeah. It looks like Luke and Vader are about to fight over there.
Oh, may the force be with Global. They have to make this one work. They're looking to contest against it. Showstopper has been popped by Lightning Fast, and something is just waiting on the other side to land a mid-air shot. They continue to push forward. It's a huge clash between both teams. Lightning Fast getting traded out now, and that's 2 players left on Global side. Mindfreak popping the Cosmic Divide, just allowing to push through, but he gets taken down. And then 𝘼𝐼 blocking them off from the spike.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is so smart from 𝘼𝐼. Knew the spike was down. Yeah, I mean, now you got to find some way with 0 utility to get through here. And you're going to have to trick PRX on positioning. It is a 2v2. You've got that going for you. Bozzy's able to find a Vandal, but
Shorty in hand.
yeah, I mean, that's really tough to deal with right here, is those shorties.
He's just going to sit in this Viper's Pit for as long as possible. If anything, Aaron comes up from behind. Maybe he finds Mindfreak. I mean, maybe he finds 𝘼𝐼, excuse me. And then that could be the trick, but look at how Mindfreak's pushing deeper and deeper. Bozzy waiting for Aaron to go through the barrel. Oh, he kind of sneaked through, but Mindfreak gets the shot anyway. Not expecting him on the left side, and that's going to be Aaron now. Wait, what?
Did he get through?
He did. He picked up the spike.
Oh
1
my
HP.
God.
He has to stick it now, though. And they're just trying to jump peek against him. Can he find a little bit of cover? He's going to try to make it happen. Both of them dropping down, rushing in onto him, trying to play against his nerves, but Aaron going for the spray. He commits, but the spray does not connect. 𝘼𝐼 with the triple, and PRX 13-6. They claim map 2.
Yeah, so a great bounce back here for PRX. So both teams taking their map picks away from each other. And I think a sigh of relief here for the fans in Singapore. This was definitely one that, after that Icebox, I'm sure
अच्छा अभी बताओ जो भी विनर रहेगा वो सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं गाइस आइसक्रीम टब
yeah, at least for now. GE though, I mean, you know, the attacker side started good, but the defender side just, they, like you were talking about, they couldn't really get a read. They couldn't ever control.
ठीक है एक्सक्लेमेशन जी फाइटिंग वापस से आप लोगों को रूल्स पता है सब्सक्राइब करना है चैनल को इंस्टाग्राम और ट्विटर पे फॉलो करना है अपने सोशल्स पे जाके
PRX is confident. That's what
Let's
scary.
do this.
Mindfreak had one hell of a map, dude. 20 kills, 8 deaths, 6 assists.
Finding his form again. He got some clutches. That was that 1-on-2 clutch that he won in a round. And of course, I mean, that's what this match summary is showing us, that PRX confident, individual performance, everyone performed. Maybe Forsaken is the one assisting them this time, but we have 4 PRX players on top of the entire global squad. Global definitely did try, though. I mean, we saw some signs of greatness. We saw some rounds where they were trying to bait out utility from PRX, but this is how PRX plays. You know, it's very much 50-50. There are some rounds where they push out and they get punished by VASHI, but some other rounds, not so much, and then it becomes a big question mark in the minds of, say, Aaron or the entire squad.
Yeah, to me, a lot of times, like, it sounds kind of basic to say, but they're often, like, really prepared for the angle that GE was taking. So they've done their homework. You know, they've seen what GE does on this map, how they approach it, what kind of positions they like to hide in, and it felt like almost every time you know, PRX was ready for it. So
1.
this is just
That's
a
all.
great performance from them. And
Shashank Kumar,
you
are
know,
you there,
again, I
Shashank?
think the rumor I was hearing off stage was
Shashank, आपका
they were
Instagram
just
ID
kind
बताओ.
of gonna go for it. It was confident. It was, you know, let's just literally W key. I mean, for lack of a better description, I'm not gonna give away exactly what I was told, but
all
wasn't
aim,
too far
no
off.
brain, just go, just double key it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what we love to watch.
Shashank,
But then,
please tell me
is
your
that going to work
Instagram
every
ID.
single time, though? Because our next map is going to be Pearl. We'll let our desk handle that analysis. We're going to go for a quick break. Do not click that X on your browser.
कौन आ रहा है? शशांक, आपका Instagram ID बताइए प्लीज जल्दी, वरना हमको reroll करना पड़ेगा.
Nonetheless, PRX holds the right
किसको
angles,
बैठने
and
बोलने?
with this
बात
combination,
आ रहा है.
seeing something, they will be in the tail and enough trap over onto the other side. Lightning fast, lightning time, but force allowing them to get the deep here. And there it is before. Toxic full triple peak, but hey, it might cover off a bit of screen. He will be able to find a little bit more. Paint shell through. Last one's going to be Aaron.
No way.
No way! Really low though, a single shot, but he's not looking the right direction.
भाई ऐसा तो शशांक
Prepare for it, but no.
.22 कुछ आ ही नहीं रहा है. शशांक _22.
Through. Lightning fast now on a rampage off his own. A quick double. And it works. Oh!
Viper Pit is going to come up, and
Oh, God, he drops down. Oh! No way you... So, Viper able to anchor down
Okay,
B.
ठीक है शशांक, you are following me. Send me a message, and I'll be right back, guys.
Hi guys, hi. How's it going, guys? मजा आ रहा है guys, watch party. G fighting. Okay. Guys, बताओ guys, अगला watch party क्या करना है? Next watch party where? Tell me. So, निखिल भाई, थोड़ा शर्म कर लो निखिल भाई. What is this? नागपुर, हिमाचल कर सकते हैं. Bangalore, yes, Delhi, yes, Nagpur. We've been getting a lot of Bangalore and Delhi right now. Any other locations that you guys would like the watch party to be in? बताओ, जल्दी बताओ. Let me know. बताओ. कोलकाता is an interesting venue. कोलकाता जा सकते हैं हम लोग काफी, but कोलकाता के लिए उतना मेरे को नॉइस नहीं दिख रहा. पुणे guys, पुणे हो गया था एक बार. Again planning to do पुणे. क्या बोलते हो? Ahmedabad, okay. G के जर्सी में who's the cutie? I don't know, bro. Oh, this is the cutie you're looking for. That's it's Param. People are saying you're a cutie. I'm gonna drop your Instagram for them. Guys, Param शर्मा रहा है guys, उसको इतना शर्माओ मत please. पुणे अब भी तो हुआ. तो बताओ guys, और बताओ. Tell me. नेपाल, हैदराबाद, काफी हैदराबाद आ रहा है, काफी अहमदाबाद आ रहा है. Take a pull a chair, no? Sit. बताओ. Guys, बताओ. Giveaway क्या? I can give away one intern, one beautiful editor DOP. We'll do editing for you. By the way, BTS video launch हो गया? Tuesday. So, yeah. Get a chair. Ahmedabad का Bangalore करो next please. Paramanand. Yes guys, that's Paramashkar. So Bangalore आ रहा है guys. Bangalore, Delhi. We're planning a lot of locations.
Welcome back to the desk here at VCT Pacific.
The next one is
Just
mostly
want
going to
give
be
a
out
shout
of
Riot for,
Mumbai.
pulling up the start time starting this week.
Let's see.
Because we're already going to a game 3.
Location में E रहने वाला है, so I mean, you can take your guesses.
Global Esports. PRX strikes back, and now we are heading for Pearl.
Let me know if I should take interns with me
surprisingly,
for this watch party.
similarly one-sided affair
इनका
here.
टिकट का
13-7
खर्चा बहुत आ रहा है.
Icebox
And
taken away. PRX, they bounce
I don't
back,
think so. These
and
guys
they
are,
claim
you know.
Global's map pick here
No.
on a split.
Ask them, guys.
In 6 win record. Really really overall clean stuff and clearly
अगर तुम लोग
doing
हार
their
दोगे तो
homework, knowing how Global
I'll take
like
intense
to
with me,
pilot
चलो.
this, and it's a fairly
If I get
fast
yes in the
turnaround,
chat.
only 1 week to
If
prepare
not,
for this,
then
given that
Parag
it was a
ticket is
slightly different
cancelled.
look with Lightning
चलेंगे
Fast
अब भी.
coming into the lineup here, but they were
Give me a yes for the
well able
intense.
to be able to take down.
Oh no,
Global
brother,
on this
it's
map
over.
and kind of just
No,
read
oh
every
no.
single movement they were going for.
This was not what you were hoping
they
for, right?
definitely turned it around.
Okay.
Again, I go back to map
Oh
1 and
no.
the
Oh
unusual
no.
setup they
It's
had
okay,
as far as
guys.
the lineup for the team. The
भावना
fact
ही
that they went
भावना ही
Echo,
पहुंच ले.
I thought,
Oh, one
man, I'm
less.
really worried
निहाल
about
निहाल
these
भाई ने
guys.
yes
Is this
बोला.
gonna get
Okay.
completely out of control? You know, have they run out of ideas? But instead they dialed it back. I think they stuck
Vadodara,
to their
Gujarat,
roots
no,
as
no.
well. They were
Okay, so I
consistently
think
very
Param, that's
aggressive, very
it's your time.
explosive.
Thank you for
Their
being
initiations were
here.
excellent, and
Not coming to the
ultimately
next
they came
city.
out on top.
Yeah, I
Electronic
think one
City.
thing that we can see just from
ये
here,
city
obviously this
पता नहीं
screen, it
मुझे.
always shows just the pure KD, the kill
I
death,
don't know,
but
maybe,
not a single person on the
maybe
side
not.
of Global Esports going positive in terms of pure
भाई ये
KD
सब
instead of
हमें नहीं पता
PDA.
guys.
Just goes to
ये
show that obviously PRX kind of back and forth in
Noida,
terms of pure
Hyderabad.
fragging power.
Guys,
And then on
ये
top
है
of
यार
that,
E.
there were a couple
Location
rounds
में guess
where
कर
we
लो
could
कहाँ हो
see
सकता
kind
है.
of the ideas and minds
Hyderabad,
behind
good guess.
PRX
Delhi,
really
good
started to come
guess.
together once again. I mean, there was an excellent
Gujarat
2v2 Tasteless that you were pointing out backstage where
Ah.
PRX was able to close it
Yeah,
out and
that's
get another
the
win on
next
the board.
one, but we
Yeah,
can't
let's pull this one up
can't
on
reveal
screen
it,
now. This little
but,
duel that we
we
had
know.
over here, over at B.
तो guys देखो
we saw the spike
जितना
get
cities
planted
डाला है
over
आपने
here,
उसमें से कोई एक
just
city
in
में तो हो
front of the
जाएगा.
door, just in front of the
अगला watch
entrance.
party.
And
अभी वो
this in the
कौन
past
सा है वो
has
guess
not been
करो.
as common of a spot to put the spike at, but
India.
what it does is it makes you very concerned about the alley and the fact that
Jamin
you know,
bhai,
if you're going to try to go
कुछ
for
भी हो
diffuse,
सकता है.
they can just pop
Bangalore,
out around the
Delhi,
corner,
maybe next
get
Delhi,
that kill
Bangalore.
pretty quickly. But in fact, it was a double stack up on top in heaven.
Yeah.
And what they did really effectively is basically just
Yes,
milk
guys,
the
please
clock.
follow our
They didn't
socials,
come
guys.
out, they
Global
didn't
Esports
overexpose themselves,
and
they
Valorant.g.
forced a scout
Yeah.
all the way from Aaron down into the hall.
Bro,
to then get the
44 rupees a super
confirmation.
chat. Thank you,
Nobody's
Rocker
here.
bhai.
But by
आप
then it's almost too late. They don't have that much time to work with.
आपके सपोर्ट
We
के
see
कारण
an
पर हम
attempt
नहीं
here
जा
on
पा
the
रहे
first
हैं.
defuse.
Watch
Again,
party के
there's
लिए.
just not that much
Thank
time
you.
left. They pull it away with the gravity well, pop out again, get the kill.
Super chat आएगा तो
and there it
confirm,
is.
मतलब
An
अभी कैसे
excellent
उसका.
tactical round there from PRX.
Otherwise you get super chat the money to send him. मतलब again that's an option. बहुत लोग आएंगे. दुरंतो एक्सप्रेस के स्टेशन के अंदर करो. दुरंतो एक्सप्रेस गुड आइडिया. इंटरनेट नहीं है. Maybe if we get the tech, maybe. Sounds like an interesting option, yeah.
I mean, mostly on the heroics.
Hyderabad.
Yeah,
We'll see in
well,
a moment.
yeah, let's talk about that. Let's
We'll
pull
just go
it
ahead
up
and
right
dive
away.
straight into it since we're on topic here. But yeah, I mean, Manyet,
Express
for whatever
Nagpur,
reason,
Nagpur.
he and Split
Nagpur,
just kind of go
Ahmedabad.
hand in hand.
काफी
Granted,
है.
you know, even with the highlights that we'll see from here, is
वो तो
there's a
हमारे
nice
कोई
entry from something, great movement, goes in, takes down Texture,
You
takes
Panvel?
minimal damage. Then Manyet just continues to be an
You
absolute
Panvel?
beast of an anchor on the B
Oh,
side.
you
But
bundle
this
guy,
was
किसने
one of
लगा
the few
police?
rounds where he was really
Arcade,
able to
arcade
find,
bundle, no?
an insane
Yeah.
amount of value. And while he
Insane
does end up
bundle है,
being
guys.
an ace at the
मजा
end
तो
of
आया.
this, by
One
the
day
end, he
bundle.
only does have.
Bali.
I don't think he gets any other kills.
Guys, Bali में भी करेंगे guys. Don't
Yeah, I
worry.
think he
I
goes
think
So
he
Crips,
ends with 13.
say hi to the stream.
Yeah.
13 kills at the very
Guys,
end.
Crips is
so
here.
Yeah, wasn't
Crips,
really able to find any additional value going
Guys,
into
Crips को
that
लेके जाओ
second
watch party
half
के
of
लिए.
the attack.
Say
So
yes or no.
things were definitely,
And
he was
Crips
definitely
will come with
on
us for
struggle
the
streak.
next
whole
watch
team
party that
was
we're
here,
having.
for the side of Global,
Of
which
course
was
he is, but
unorthodox, just given
the chat says no.
performances that we have
They
seen
said no
from
for
them time
Param,
and
so I
time
mean.
again on this map. So again, big credit goes over to the side of
नहीं,
PRX
wait,
for the
let's
way that they prepared
guys.
for this map,
Crips is
fully
asking if he
anticipating
can come
it,
for the
leaving it
next
open,
watch
they said, okay,
party.
we know that they're gonna
Let's
pick
see,
it.
let's
It seems
see.
like they laid a really nice trap here on
No,
Global,
I am not.
and they stepped
Guys,
into the
तुम
snare.
लोग कोई
Yeah, they
no
just ran
मत
right into
बोलना,
it. The
ठीक
casters
है?
mentioned it
हम
as well,
सबको
obviously, kind
no
of the
नहीं
pace and
सुनना है,
speed
ठीक
that
है?
PRX brought didn't
No
really give
नहीं
Aaron
सुनना
enough
है.
time to try to catch
No
on
सुनना है.
to how do I want to get
Oh.
the reads over here
Oh,
against
shit.
PRX and things
Guys,
like that.
yeah,
But I also
अपने
want to
आप- oh,
point out,
no.
we talked about
We did not
Manyet
do it,
versus
guys.
Mindfreak when we were opening up the match today, and Mindfreak finally kind of putting up the type of performances that we have been expecting him to do
Guys,
for a long
no,
time.
no.
Mindfreak has really
ले
stepped
जाओ
up.
यार,
It was
मजाक
one
कर
of the
रहे
big
सब.
things we were talking
Oh
about
no,
is
Rocker Bhai,
before
69
we didn't even
69
have
rupees
one
से
is
तो
how is Mindfreak
नहीं आएगा,
gonna
sir.
play? And he had a lot of moments that
अगर
could've gone
थोड़ा
either
ज़्यादा
way.
हो जाएगा आपका एक
Really
रेड सुपर चैट
dominated,
अगर आ
always
गया
hitting those initial
तो
shots
मे बी
off,
उनका
always
टिकट
able
बन
to
सकता
control
है.
the site.
मे बी आई don't know. Maybe.
And I think had he not
Crips को तो
been
no
able to
बोल
do
दिया
it,
ना,
he would
ठीक है,
have had
Crips,
either a
sorry.
very close
Thank you,
PRX
TYFS.
victory,
Next watch
or
party.
possibly
कर
a
से
Global
screen से.
Esports 2-0.
Guys,
Yeah, I mean,
my
this
boy,
was the form that we wanted
RSMM.
to see from Mind Freak. You
Mr.
know, you
Pat
go back to
Pimplegar
the last time
is here,
they
guys.
played on this
Hydra
map.
G, Hydra.
You know, they were able to
They said
pick
no
some
for Param,
decent
for
rounds
Watch
away
Party
from
and no for
PRX,
Crips.
but overall,
Do you want to put your
it's still
counter in?
just- he wasn't finding value. His ADR was
Six-
absolutely through the
6-4
floor. It
Dada.
was so poor. This is a complete turnaround, a glow up here from Mind Freak, and this is what we want to see from this guy every single game. Didn't quite get it in map number 1, but here he comes out. He really helps guide the team forward across the finish line. He and Jing very much leading the charge in that regard as far as how much impact they can find. And this was just a fantastic performance to see, because after that first map, I really
Guys,
was in the
बताओ
camp
guys,
saying like,
new
okay,
bundle
it's just
कैसा
gonna be
लगा?
2-0 blowout. Global have this one in the bag. A pleasant surprise to see that we are going to be going to a map 3, so now
Arch,
Pearl
क्या
will
बोलता?
decide who
Viewer
is going to be
करेगा?
holding their heads high at the end of this all.
Yeah, and obviously Pearl, a map that both teams have kind of tinkered around with. Obviously on the side of PRX, famously
guys,
using
ये
the
हमारा
Phoenix.
SM
We'll
है।
see if that comes
अगर
back
तुम
into
इसको
play
following
again
दोगे,
today as they face off against Global Esports. But Mind
तो
Free,
ये giveaway
one
करेगा।
word that you kept pointing out was impact, right? And it's not about just the
बता
number
कितना
of
following
kills,
चाहिए?
but the fact that he's getting these kills that really change
चाहिए?
the round and kind of transform how the rest of his team can play around.
Yeah, absolutely. It's these critical moments. It could go either way, and he's able to clutch it. And this is a relief to see, because this is a guy we had these huge expectations for coming into this, and we were worried, is he going to be able to actually calibrate to this environment and actually be able to take on these important moments? And he's done it. And I'm really glad to say that we have a 1-1 right now, and it's going to game 3.
Yeah, and the big question now is, do we see any more roster changes, right, going into Pearl? I think coming into Split, the changes on both sides were quite expected to a certain point in terms of the compositions they play and what they've shown before. But on Pearl, right, I mean, for instance, Jing, does he go back to the Phoenix, and something continues to play the Jet? And then on the side of Global Esports, I mean, you still have Vronsky, who used to, play the first couple weeks as they only had those 5 players. Will he come back in? Also, 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒, does he come back in for Pearl as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions, I think, mostly surrounding the global camp as far as what they want to do. I think for the side of PRX, we're pretty much going to see exactly what we saw from them when they had last played this, which I believe was against T1, when they just kind of were able to really run them over. Again, that was T1 not being prepared at all for the aggression. That was something's debut map when he was hitting some nasty shots, some crazy highlight plays when it came down to the Bladestorm. You think about that 3K he was able to pick up on the B site. So I'm expecting that to look a bit more of the same, unless they again want to try to throw a wrench in the preparation of Global Esports, and they very well could. But I think that for them, don't overtune it too much. There's been a little bit of experimenting already here today. Maybe it's time to go back to something that looks a little bit more stock standard. For the side though, I think of for both teams, they have both come off of some decent victories as far as their most recent performances. PRX beating T1, Global beating Zeta as well with a 13-9 on Pearl in their last showing. So I think both teams are going to be feeling fairly comfortable on this map, and it's really going to come down to execution. But this, of course, is possibly going to be our first look at Global with VASHI in the lineup playing this match.
True. Yeah. I mean, again, we only got 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 and Lightning Fast into Seoul a couple weeks ago. Both of them only started playing the matches last week. So I think a lot of people still have question marks about what is your kind of final combination. Is it really just a per map basis? Is it a per agent basis? We're still trying to unpack the full package of Global Esports.
They got to bring Rossi back into this, in my opinion. I think it would be foolish to not try to utilize him. This has been a very interesting best of 3, and that there's been several times we're kind of surprised by who they've picked or who they've removed. I'm even kind of surprised they took Rossi out in map 2, to be honest.
It's just not going to be known for the Rays, which is considered quite an essential part. I mean, they could have Rossi and Lightning Fast go for a double duelist setup, but just given the setup, I mean, maybe now that they've had this loss under their belt, maybe Global will reassess how they actually decide to approach Split for future matches. Maybe they say, okay, you know what, teams are getting a read on us. We need to shake things up a little bit. Maybe that does end up being the adjustment. We'll have to just wait and see. For now, I'm waiting to get this camera to pan over across the opposite side, because I see Mindfreak, 𝐷𝑖, I see something, and it seems like PRX not going to be going for any changes on their side of the arena. Of course, Jing as well.
Yeah, the cameraman was really waiting for that
last
spot. I was like, oh no,
I'm like, oh no, who's it going to be?
It's CTRS again. But we're going to, okay. So we've got Ronski coming back in, so but it's going to be Texture stepping away. So this is the first time that we see him subbed out.
Yeah, but that must mean, I mean, either Lightning Fast is staying and they're figuring out a Raze combo, or 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 has to be coming back in for that Jet, right? That seems to have been the change they've gone for, where Texture is now the dedicated Sentinel. And so it is Rossi coming back in for that Jet position, and then Vronsky being subbed in over Texture.
So we can assume that Vronsky, I mean, just given what he's shown us so far, is widely been KO.
Yes.
So I'm expecting, and the last time that they did play here on Pearl, he was playing KO. I think it's going to very much be the same. That means that 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐿, I'm curious if he goes back to playing Fade or if it's going to be the Sky here. I think that they need some info gather other than the 0-point knife. So I think that they'll probably stick with him on Fade. But then from there, I suppose this is going to be Aaron back over to 𝘍𝐽𝐽. So it seems like when you want to work this KO in, when you want to have Rossi playing Jet, You obviously can't sub out your IGL. Well, I mean, PRX do it all
Well,
the
yeah,
time.
some teams do.
But they don't want to sub out their IGL and Aaron, so he'll flip back over to playing the KJ. And yeah, it is going to be Bazzi on Fade. So this is, you know, same composition that we have been seeing from Global Esports the last several times that they have played on this map. And pretty much, yeah, the same here from the side of PRX as well. Jing back on the Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, both sides kind of
Double
sticking
duelist
true
खेल
to
रहे
what they've
सामने
shown
वाले।
so far, having faith that the compositions were not, they don't need any change. It's really just going to be about how you adjust to each other.
Exactly. And this is really going to be about, you know, who can get a better read on the opponent. Because already, both teams should have a good amount of prep done. These compositions have not changed. The players may have just a little bit, but you are expecting this from each side. So it's all going to come down to these mid-round calls, getting a read on your opponents. We'll see who gets the better of it.
All right, well, it comes down to the wire. Going to Pearl for map number 3 between PRX and Global Esports. Let's head into the game with our casters, Paper Thin and Quack.
Thank you very much, Will, and he's right. You know, it really comes down to how well they adjust to each other, but that's the thing, I think. It reminds me of this Bruce Lee quote, right? Like, be water. You know, empty your mind.
Yes,
that's what it is. You gotta be formless, be shapeless. You put water in a cup, it becomes a cup, and that's kind of how PRX are playing. But that's the thing also. If water can flow, it can also crash. Yeah. That's the duality. Sometimes we see it work, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and it mostly flows downhill, right? And that's when it's when they're at their best, when they're like a waterfall, when they're torrential, like a downpour, right? They're coming at you, and that's what has made PRX so good. And on this map, the last time against T1, they crushed them. I mean, it wasn't even close. 13-3 in terms of rounds, and I mean, Forsaken on that KJ at that time was all over. Very aware of, because that disruptive presence that Forsaken had, just these lurks, getting all the way into water, even, you know, at times coming underneath the noses of T1 is something that GE has to be aware of here, especially on this attacker side. To start out, is that Forsaken not afraid to push space as a killjoy, even without that sort of conventional utility that, you know, maybe lurkers have, like sentinels and controllers, or a lot of times the lurkers. You know, but KJs usually are more like kind of holding flanks, being steadfast, but he will absolutely push space. Now, this could be decently free. Aaron might go for one with the Frenzy, but as good as he is with the Frenzies, this time around, a little bit too difficult to find much value.
Definitely is. I mean, you have to respect the fact that something's pushing with the shorty, almost as if this was 2021 Valorant, but back into it we go. They already have the spike down. They have full control, and they just need to watch these angles towards defender spawn, towards the back of the ramp. They're watching it. They've got Mind Freak peeking and springing out of nowhere, along with Forsaken as well, up by the pillar. And that leaves 2 players remaining. Aaron and Bazzi trying to do what they can, but it's going to be really, really tough. Going for individual duels will not favor you this time. And Aaron might have Frenzy, but put down an alarm bot too, and that gives away his position.
Yeah, he's just looking for some value out of this round. He's gonna die no matter what. Okay, he's got the one against the shorty, the long-range shorty. A little bit wanting there from something, but I mean, yeah. Look, we've all been there. We've all tried it. We all are just like, maybe this time the shorty bullet spread will give me, you know, random. Very lucky spread, but not going to be the case.
Hey, you don't have a choke attachment on that thing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. There's no helping the shorty. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Well, that's why. All right. You know, it's still a fast take. It's a fast approach, and GE tried to wrap around back. Didn't quite work out. PRX takes the pistol.
I mean, the reinforcements on that flank from PRX was great. I mean, they had it covered. They had it identified. The utility just not able to break it open, and great shots with those ghosts. Just lock it down here, and now they're going to go immediately over to the other side. Now, look at this push out in the mid.
Wow.
For the side of GE. They have a 4-man coming through. Batsy on the site there, just kind of getting the info that it's going to be happening, but he's backing off, so
we're giving.
They don't know where this is going. GE is still kind of trying to figure out if there's anybody around, if there's anything going on. And in fact, a Trailblazer to check there, so good awareness from Divide that could be happening. Now, Jing here has an opportunity to do some real damage. Oh, only gets 1.
This is interesting because you can clearly see that Global has a different objective this round. They're not necessarily looking to win it out. In fact, maybe if they get a pick, they do a little bit of economical damage. It's good enough. Still, though, those trades, those duels will favor PRX in these situations, especially when the scenario has been read. All 4 stacked up together, up by main right now. And, well, exit frags? What?
Yeah, I mean, you're just playing now to, Yeah, exit frags and then die to the spike here.
Nice.
Okay, they did get one. So Monyet, with that Spectre, is just going to opt to... He might... I was going to say, Monyet, is he going to die? Yeah, they're all going to go down. I thought
Nice,
maybe...
nice. Chalega.
I don't know. I don't think they picked up anything huge. Just
There was just the Spectre, you know,
Exactly.
maybe
भाई के
somebody's
पास
like...
दो और-
That's why I think it's a
अभी
big
खा
point
जाएगा
too.
guys. एक और में चले. ये क्या हो गया?
Funds. He only had a ghost that round. So I feel like PRX are starting to kind of adapt to how Global plays the eco rounds after a pistol has been lost. So
Yeah, look at that. I mean, look at the buy that they're able to put
Exactly.
together here. You know, I mean, like...
this could be a bonus win for
This round
PRX.
they win
Yeah,
best.
something still had that Vandal that he's able to carry over.
Shubham,
He's
ये
the only
AC
one with
बंद हो
half
गया
armor,
क्या?
a Bulldog for Mindfreak, so... You know, the economic situation here
ये
for
AC
PRX
बंद कर
is
दिया है
great.
क्या?
They've still got a decent amount in the bank, too, so... Certainly, this is a huge round for GE if they're going to stabilize and keep this half from sliding in the wrong direction very quickly.
It comes down to how well they can receive this B-side push. Surely they hear the footsteps. Jing, wow, hot hands line up. That blocks off defender's spawn. And something with the dueling potential, he managed to get so much damage. Jing, value from the run it back. SK, Rossi, hiding up by screens. He goes unchecked. This is devastating. Monyet, Aaron, they all arrive on time. The cavalry is here. And
Almost हो गया था.
Global are starting to push back the force as Jing is the only one left. And there's no way that he duels himself out of this one. A minute left on the clock, perhaps.
My emotions were on
We're being tugged.
I was on an absolute roller coaster watching Rossi. I'm like, no, he's going to kill your teammate. No, wait, okay, just let them all go by. Okay, that spray's a little bit off. Okay, oh, it's all good, it's fine. It was like I was all over the place. I mean, that was just great trigger discipline from Rossi. It was
Up
a
and
little
down.
bit risky, but it paid off. And you got to check that corner. I see that
You
way too
have
much
to.
time in Pacific. That corner is not checked.
30 seconds
Way
It's
too
left.
happened before with like DFM, Zeta. But here, this is where it counts the most. They have a goodbye. Jing's trying to play it safe, maybe looking for a save this time. Global going over to check up the A site. And I mean, you're
10
absolutely right
seconds
again.
left.
It's these tiny little things that kind of cause the downfall of PRX.
Chalo,
Meanwhile, Global, SK Rossi,
Let's go guys.
just a fantastic positional play, the trigger discipline to allow Jing to go through. They had no idea that he was in that corner.
Yeah, and even though you lose Wrongski and Batsy to it, you know, at the end, the result is good. And that could have very quickly gone the wrong way if, you know, PRX has one of their classic reactions where they just, you know, flick on you and get the headshot and kill you. But it didn't happen this time. And so therefore, Rossi's able to provide a ton of value here. You know, and then Aaron and the others step in and start doing some damage as well. So that's a good round for GE. And PRX just, you know, that hopefully should be something that doesn't happen again.
Will we
right? Or
see
you
something
miss
or
that
just
corner.
Rossi duel guys?
There's a couple others on this map that sometimes people don't check. I doubt that we will see that. But again, the money here for the side of PRX was good enough, especially with the Vandal being saved by Jing, that they're able to string together mostly another buy. There's a little bit of half armors and a Bulldog floating, but, you know, again, so far,
Careful now.
nothing super crazy here from PRX. They're going to try
Wow.
to push space. That is such
No
a good
way!
play. But the reaction there with the grab well, so good.
And then the
Nice.
follow-up reaction from Bazzi. Jing makes it a trade, and the Mindfreak arrives on time. They managed to turn the situation around. We're back even. Bazzi exploring water, but PRX really just looking to push down and collapse on towards the B site. Ronsky has to anchor. Bazzi up on top of Heaven. They try to push him back with the fragment, but Gravity Well will suck Ronsky back in towards Elbow. He's just waiting for the right time to peek out and push. He will be able to find the first one, maybe the second, but now no idea that Jing's behind. Something going off with more frags. Goes in with a tailwind just to close out the distance. Doesn't quite hear the tap, but now it goes through. He will be able to pick up Jing, evening out the odds. We're down to a 1-on-1. Something, only an updraft. 77 HP. The headshots have to count.
Aaron here has to check a bunch of angles. There's a lot of places that something could have hit into. You know, he could be in back sight. He could be
Elbow?
here in Link. Yeah, he could be an elbow. He could be back by pillar. I mean, there's so many different places that Aaron has to worry about.
Spike is ticking. It's going. We've got about maybe 10 seconds left or something, but something will find that headshot with the angle that he's held. 3-1, PRX. Again, we start to see some of these individual performances. But what I really liked was that hot hands from Jing.
Yeah, no, the hot hands is great, and the reaction from Munyet is just as good with that gravity well. Able to find two, but then, you know, the trades are there for PRX. That gives them enough space that they can push towards the site, and then something wins some huge duels. 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐒 there re-peaked on something. I think that was a little bit ambitious. Not because it's something or anything like that. It's because he could have bought more time to wait for some reinforcements to come there to bail him out a little bit. Plus, he did have a player, like you mentioned, coming through the flank on the back of site in Hall. And you know, one way or another, if he checks that Hall push, okay, well, PRX just mowing him down.
Talking about chaos, fighting with chaos. This is Southeast Asian Valorant. We push into each other all the time. We might not check some off angles, but we will be able to recover. PRX, 5-1 now. I'm 4-1. Excuse me.
I blinked. Oh no, I missed it. No, but I mean, again, going back to the previous round, because that round was an eco for GE, so there's not much to talk about there, other than they got, you know, red and run over. But it's just little things. Like, my eyes are really on, you know, 𝘼𝐿𝐒 and 𝘼𝐻𝑖 here. So the reason being is that those are the two big differences in the agent comps, you know. And 𝘼𝐻𝑖 has been so good on the Sky. And here on the Fade, he hasn't had as much impact. I haven't seen, you know, those Prowlers. A little bit with the Haunt there that kind of gave 𝘼𝐻𝑖 some information on Jinx's push, kind of maybe allow 𝘼𝐻𝑖 to make a better decision if he was
4-1 हुआ है भाई, 6-1 क्यों दिखा रहा है?
That did have some impact, but overall I haven't seen that same level of just impeccable timing with the flashes, the Trailblazers that get information and gain space, those kind of things.
Yes.
I don't feel like have as much impact with the Fade on this map, and I haven't seen the combo kind of warrant switching to the Fade instead of a Sky here.
Because when you're playing with a Fade, you're really looking for combinations with some smokes perhaps, so you get vision through them, and you're going for information. Whereas when you have a Sky, and this perfect Korean flash and dash that we've seen so many times today, it's not really here on Pearl. The map is a lot longer, a lot bigger. There are so many more spaces that you need to cover. I can see why they want to go in for more information, but then again, you lose a little bit of that attacking power that sets up 𝘼𝐻𝑖. So 1-4 right now.
And I think this map is just so big as well. I feel like Sky, with the range of the utility, has a little bit more impact for the most part. But okay, well, up and over.
You can do that. Doesn't quite find anything though.
देख लिया B पे turret
So was it Meteor was the first one that I remember see doing that, I think.
Certainly makes Global a little bit nervous though. But with the positions that they're holding, look at how defensive it all is. Playing for time, classic tactics, push back PRX, lockdown committed.
I mean, that's reassessing our options. Like you were talking about, using that utility to check towards mid. He hasn't got any confirmations off of those Haunts or the Prowlers, so he's just backing towards B. If they haven't gotten any contact anywhere else, GE's making a decent gamble, but it's something with the opening and another with the blades. He cannot do anything wrong with those.
And along with a run it back too, but once more, it's going to be Munyet. Aaron, they are able to anchor down the site. Something going in forward with this, but wow, he's dancing over with this. His teammates have saved his life. Off a little bit of crazy mouse movement, we have 𝘼𝐻𝑖, the lone survivor with an operator, something he surely wants to hold on to.
I mean, this is read pretty well by GE. They use that lockdown. They use the fact that there's no other information gained off of the utility or contact on the other side of the map that they're like, okay, we know this is a B hit. We're going to, you know, overstack it. It's basically a 4-1. And they still lose because something's just that good. Now, you are going to get the kill onto Forsaken from 𝘼𝐻𝑖. See if you can maybe find another kill or two, but at the end of the day, this is all just hoping to, you know, find as much value as possible while not dropping this op. But he got the kill with patience. He dashed in.
All right. Just a little bit more, but of course the round still handed over to PRX and 𝘼𝐻𝑖 there to back up his teammates in their time of need.
I'm not so sure about that one, 𝘼𝐻𝑖. You've been playing great today, but
you want to save it.
Yes, the dash there was a little ambitious. Overall, though, this is just, you know, something. He's so good at these entries. He causes so much chaos. He's so fast, even when he's just dancing, like you were saying. He causes problems for the opponent. Absolutely, the PRX fans should be thrilled. This guy is incredible. Individually, the skill is there, and now it's all starting to come together for PRX, and GE has to turn it around here sooner rather than later. I mean, they've got 𝘼𝐻𝑖 with the blades. Maybe he could try to do his best something impression. but surely they know it's coming.
Oh.
They're ready. They're overstacked for it.
And that's the X factor. PRX now switching things up, holding aggressions, and he's able to push Global Esports back.
Got your trail.
The play storm does not work out now from here on out. It's just a simple push over to the B side. Let's get the spike down. We know where they're hiding.
Look at something. He's just going to tail this Seeker. So good.
Oh, back to the shorty. Oh my god. VASHI. Don't let that happen. Of course, they all surround him, but antics from PRX once more.
Yeah, well, it doesn't hurt PRX much. Their economy's doing pretty decent, so they can afford to get a little bit spicy. They're allowed to push the space and, you know, throw a gun or two over. It's not a big deal.
But they're very much in control of this map so far with the way that they're playing on attack. I mean, that's the interesting thing. This was left as the decider, you know, and PRX decided to start out on attack, and I feel like that's a very conscious choice, a conscious effort to really put question marks in GE's mind.
I mean, our best teams in Pacific, they like to start on attack on most maps. That's generally the case for DRX, PRX. Like most maps, they want to set the tempo. They want to come out swinging. They want to punch you in the mouth. You know, it's that old Mike Tyson quote. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Oh yes.
You know, and
no plan survives contact with the enemy.
Exactly, and that's where these teams excel, is when they're the ones setting the tempo. Okay.
Nice, Baji.
We're gonna set a bit of our own tempo as well with an aggressive position up. Something that wasn't
Nice,
quite expected.
nice, Ganesh.
Push by 𝐻𝐺 too. Be a bit of a re-peek, but he still wins away, and that buys enough time. We've lost enough players that PRX will slow down their advances. Oh, he's gonna re-peek it again.
He should. He's got an opportunity to, you know, if that was re-aggressed by Jing there, to drop the spike, and you know, then it's almost like 100% round over at that point. But it's a good rotation from PRX, at least finding some open space, finding the potential. I mean, if they can get, you know, if they can get a kill here, if they can get a pick, they might be able to get the plant down at the very least. But that turret, great placement by Aaron. Really reading the rotation.
Because that's what it's dependent on. You have to find that pick, but how do you do it when that much utility is up against you?
Nice money.
Along with Monyet playing point blank range. A simple burst.
Let's go, guys. Let's
and
go.
That's going to be Global with their second round win.
Yeah, I mean, this is just
Global next round बहुत जरूरी है.
Getting that early first blood. This is something that really killed them on split. With, you know, almost nobody was positive on first kills versus first gas. They were losing point of contact early often. This time around they don't. VASHI is good for one, and then Rossi stepping up huge. They're at A-Long, finding those two big kills, getting a ton of value. And now PRX.
6, let's go, let's go.
The money, you know, starts to get a little bit dicey. They still have enough for another round for sure. Wrongski's got his ult though. VASHI's got his ult. Monyet has his. I mean, Forsaken and Mindfreak have theirs. So
yes,
let's see if there can be some good utilization of these ultimates.
I mean, if anything, I think Global has retake potential in this round, but Rossi is trying to discourage them from pushing forward first. It's a duel between the Jets, and 𝐻𝐺 will be pushed back. The way that something ducks in and out of cover. Off the Nebula though, and his team is here to back him up. Rossi might have a bit of vision trying to thread that needle.
Dude, the way that something moves himself, his movement is so crisp here. He completely avoids Rossi's sight lines, baits out a ton of those shots, offers up such narrow margins that, you know, Rossi has to hit incredible shots, and just as good as he is, he couldn't quite find him. That's just great play there from something.
He's no longer nervous, I think. Because you have to recognize that 𝐻𝐺 is on an off. He only has one shot.
And look at that flash to check on the other side of the Cosmic Divide to know that it's safe. They're going to use the Trailblazer to confirm that nobody's right around the corner. Wrongski's going to push it anyway. Oh! He gets two!
And all of a sudden the retake, the push comes through. And when push comes to shove, it's going to be 𝐻𝐺 finding one frag. Maybe a little bit of a detain, but that's going to be enough. And now PRX gets the spike down.
Come on.
2 on 4. How do they hold this? Mindfreak, what is this
Nice
push? He's going to get punished for it, and that leaves 𝐼𝐍 alone. Cold.
Rossi mark kar, Rossi mark kar, Rossi mark kar.
𝐻𝐺 peeks in.
Mark kar,
Might have
Rossi.
lost his head, but this is big information for Global. Surely they know how to collapse in on him together as a team.
Nice.
Aaron just holds the angle, gets the headshot, and Global will
Let's
find
go.
the third win.
Oh, this is so well played by Wrongski here. He finds a perfect timing. So much utility is used by PRX, by 𝐼𝐍, to check on both sides of the Cosmic Divide to make sure they can get there, get the plant down. And 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 just waits for the perfect moment to strike, right as they're pushing in, right as they think it's safe. He's nestled himself in that corner, and that's just phenomenal play from 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒. I mean, you can see why he is a KO specialist. He has great senses, great timings there. That's a huge round for Global. And a
मार्क कर
response
मतलब
immediately
एंगल
from
होल्ड
PRX,
कर
timeout.
अंदर जाने का जरूरत नहीं है वो साइड से कोई और
for
चला जाता
Batsy Sky. You know,
Yeah, it is.
𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒 has to be the one to set those up, and Batsy will be the one to get information instead. And that's how Global tends to operate, I think. Because while we're seeing some teams play agents with more like map specialists, and we'll sub people out depending on the map.
ऐसा लग रहा है गाइस मेरे
Global
ऊपर
kind
का
of
AC
goes in
बंद कर
based
दिया
off of the agents and the roles that they want their team to have, and that's when we see 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒e getting subbed in, and it works out well in the rounds that they work out.
Yeah, I mean, he had one shaky map on his very first game, on his very first one on stage, and talking to the team behind the scenes, they just said there were some things going on. He was a little bit nervous. May have been some technical issues going on there, and things like that. But so a lot of mental things mostly, right, for 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒e, that very first one, just getting that experience. And since then, he's been much better. He's been playing a lot more consistent. Yeah, he's only 4-9, but a play like that could be a pivot point in this map, in this series. And so that's why you bring him in. Hopefully he can continue to have some more impact as we go forward. I still haven't seen Forsaken really get aggressive yet on that.
Hasn't been able to.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's great about Global's positioning. We're seeing little bits of contest where they're able to take Jing down to 2 HP because of 𝑆𝐾 op. And at the same time, utility just to prevent Forsaken from getting lurks.
They don't want to let him pop this, run it back right away either. They were hoping to maybe catch him. They can't do it, so he's still able to get it through. Trying to push here.
Gosh.
Got the kill. Huge for Jing.
Big value again, but 𝑆𝐾 still very much alive and has the angle.
I've got your
So that's going to be the blaze wall set up, allowing for PRX to perhaps get through. But look at how they're toying back and forth with this map plays. You've got players looking up over by mid to catch any rotations. Meanwhile, just carefully getting the spike down on A.
Yeah, they've got firm control over a lot of this map. It's Aaron's lurk here that's going to be potentially really important for GE. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒e wants to kick the door down for his team. Let's see, there is that Cosmic Divide now for GE.
And that's going to give them a little bit more space. Divide still hiding inside of the Nebula though, but no! Wrong angle.
Oh my God.
That's all going to come down to Divide with the Phantom where he doesn't quite have the ammo capacity to continue getting the spray transfer. Aaron with the triple will be able to find the 4th win now for Global. That's 3 rounds in a row for this team.
I thought Divide was just going to spray through the smoke there. He saw the player go in, maybe. I'm not exactly sure if he was expecting, somebody to swing on the outside of the smoke or something, but
I don't know.
I thought he could have just held that spray down, potentially gotten that kill and been ready for that follow-up a little bit faster, but this lurk from Aaron, key to this round. He comes in, backstabs him. I mean, look at this. He still got the, one of the 2, but I think he might have been able to finish that 3rd kill before they had the opportunity to double swing him like that.
Tough to say. I think it's one of those little, micro decisions that really make it or break it in those moments. But like you said, Paper Thin, it's that lurk from Aaron, the timing of it, but what? Again, something! A sudden peak. A little bit of an overpeak from Aaron perhaps, but all it takes is one click, and all of a sudden the entire B site is open. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐒e gone. Bazzi is here, but he can't do much on his own.
Yeah, I mean, this guy with blades is a different player. Batsy able to get one before something shuts him right out. And now something potentially could get an ace here. He's got 3 already.
Oh my God. We're still not done yet. We're only pushing through, but there it is, the ace denied, but still, it's the angles that are really being held. We've taken out yet another threat, and that was 𝑆𝐾. We know where Monyet is, and they are blocking off every single one of these entrances.
I mean, the confidence for something just goes through the roof with those blades in hand. He's so accurate, he's so pinpoint that he just feels like he never misses. The crosshair placement, near immaculate every time. I mean, he has to switch to the gun there to get the follow-up, but You know, he loves those blades. I think he'd rather have blades than most guns.
Pinpoint accuracy. Sorry, we're not gonna say that word.
Yeah, I heard some interesting words in that one.
Facts. All right, we're having fun. PRX now. Back to a bit of a default, just holding some angles. It is the last round of the first half, so we don't want Global to surprise us.
Yeah, last time we saw, you know, when Aaron had his lockdown, he got pretty aggressive with it, you know, but this time he's sitting way back. Okay. In the back of A, looking for maybe...
Heard that Prowler.
Yeah, kind of a, you know, play off his own utility there. He's got the turret. He's got the alarm bot. It's just Jing, though. Jing trying to sell a fake, it looks like.
We did the previous round, and Jing has to make more noise in order to pull off this fake, but I don't think Global are biting. 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 has the operator. He wants to make this one count.
Nice,
he will. Mind Freak's gone. Your controller unavailable. It's going to be afforded with the Blade Storm now, and a little bit more potential to repeat. Jumps over, forces something to spend that tailwind. Seekers just allow them to maybe push through, but it's been blocked off. How do you deliver the spike at this point? Banyet's covering off mid. There's only one approach. We're fully aware of what to do. Something is trying to break them off, though. Break them down. Bring them to their knees. He's gotten the lockdown off. 2 on 2. And we've got Wronski from the back as well. Just narrowly missed him. He saw him.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds, and surely PRX goes in for the spike plant. They're committing to this.
Spike planted.
And we're just waiting for the best possible timing. He's been spotted. Pulled out the utility. That's Wronski gone. 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 now. Can you be the one to make it happen? The hopes and dreams of Global and Mumbai, but Davai will be the nightmare.
Yeah, this is just really well held down, and something is going absolutely monstrous, particularly in these last couple rounds. With 17, 8, and 4 right now for him is phenomenal. And even though 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 able to find some value with those blades, with that op, it's this play right here that makes all the difference. And Aaron just kind of gave away his position a little bit early, allowed that slight adjustment in the angle for something to be that much easier, and then he's able to bully Rossi back, get the lockdown cleared out. And that's what basically wins them the round. Without that play from something, that is likely a GE win, or at least more likely a GE win. So that's huge, and that's what you brought this player in for. This superstar duelist who's been, you know, floating around the Japan region, dominating players in Japan for a long time. And you can see that the #1 player on the Asia ranked server at times. You know, I don't know if he currently is or not, but I know he was not too long ago. And you can see why.
He is that magic X factor for PRX right now. It's such an interesting little micro play. Hearing the updraft, maybe that's what baited Aaron into peeking, and that's how he finds these frags, and of course a lot of Jing fans in the crowd, but this is now PRX at an 8-4. Like the desk was talking about at the start of today, it's eat or be eaten right now. Global has to come back, because if they don't, their standings are going to be down to 1 win, 4 losses.
No doubt. It is concerning for GE and their fans. You know, if you lose this, you're not out of it yet. You know, you can just sort of hold back and say, okay, well, we can still string together some more wins. There's still a world where we can make playoffs. But this win, if they could have gotten it, would have been really, really nice. And just a Jing, you know, play well.
Again, I mean, speaking of it, right? It's these hot hands that we're seeing on the attacking side. They have clear lineups for that Molly to just drop off in certain spots that clear out positions or maybe even block off potential pushes.
I've seen some really good nano storms for Forsaken, like clearing out Link near the edge of B site. Yeah.
So the question begs, you know,
pistol nikalenge to guys, we can do this.
What can we expect from them? I hope to see fragment lineups from Wronski, and again, like you mentioned before, 𝘋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 with this agent choice of Faye. Surely it gives them a little bit more information on their attacking side, because that's where we've seen them perform a little bit better so far today.
Yeah, the other concerning thing for me for GE is that when they took this map away from Zeta the last time they played it, it was their defender side that was the much more impressive side. This time around, you know, their defender side was lacking. You know, their attacker side was kind of whatever. The map ended pretty fast. Jing there Getting the push out. Rossi fast on this.
They're trying to pinch them in. A bit of a pincer maneuver, but of course A-Main has been backed up
Last time
completely,
भी
and it's
same
just
हुआ था,
Global
अपन fast
controlling the
इधर
middle
react
ground.
किए थे.
Star.
They read this.
Oh, a great gravity well, but
Nice.
not connecting the spray. Monyet down to 4 HP, and it's just these microaggressions to give Global Esports the numbers they need to overwhelm PRX's defenses.
It's a great call here from Aaron, recognizing that they can rotate back, that they've been able to pull PRX away.
Okay, but Divine trying to hold it down on his own.
Nice.
The classic
Okay.
still deadly. And then the spike getting tapped by
Nice,
Ronsky.
Ronsky.
It's just a bait out the peaks. Forsaken trying to slip in through. Not going to be able to close in the distance. He's lost that initiative. And now it's up to these teams.
Nice,
these players
let's
to
go.
hold all the angles. That was almost like a triple crossfire. You had one on A-Main, one on Art, and the last one on the spike itself.
Yeah, this is, you know, GE just
चलो
doing a
guys,
great
pistol
job
निकाल दिया
pushing and pulling the map. I mean,
निकालते
the
guys.
fact that they survived this gravity well
Yeah.
is, you know, I think Mind Freak there just kind of got
Even
a
with
little
this
bit
bait.
over ambitious. Yeah, that's
Lots of tug of war on the map, if anything, paper thin.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to deal with like the way that GE plays these pistols because they're so confident on them. They read the maps really well. They have great timings. Now something is going to sneak that Marshall in. Devi has a shorty in hand, holding in the back hall.
Swish. Yeah. Forsaken and Jing as well. Two classics right in their faces.
my
The
God.
flash comes out, but oh no. Not quite landing it. It's going to be Global standing their ground firmly.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
And this is very possibly a flawless round win for Global Monyet. B hopping towards the back of the
Oh.
balls. There is the shorty kill that we're expecting to see. Mind Freak trying to
Let's
find
go,
some
let's
right
go,
clicks,
clean
but not today. Flawless win for Global.
Sorry, it's just the
The B hops.
yeah, the B hops with the shorty. There's nothing
God.
better. It's just
I'm just hearing
all
like,
those yeah, the molding. I can hear it from.
running around at the speed, and then like it just goes in. Boom.
Dude, it's just yeah, like the Sonics do something. Yeah. But like I can just hear people like Achilles molding.
गणेश ने deny कर दिया है guys.
Displayed there. Whereas me, I'm
All
having
the
fun
way
with
from
it.
the desk.
Yeah,
We're
I
having
can hear
fun
it.
with this.
Yeah, I'm having fun with it.
This is great Valorant. I don't care who wins or loses anymore. Global looking great with a recovery at the start of the second half. PRX trying to play off some positions. A bit of a crossfire setup towards B-Link, but Global are respecting the space. They're anticipating some pushes from PRX, but as we've seen so far, at least today or from the previous map, they're no longer just blindly, aggressively pushing out.
Yeah, this is
Here.
very, very disciplined. Aaron really likes to try to get as much information as he can before he starts making pushes. They have to check the box here at long just to see if anybody's there. They're going to use that Prowler to gain a little space. Something's going to push off of it. Devi as well gets a kill on the other side of the map.
Here comes the push down on towards A-Main. Something's going to reposition, trying to find the space through the smoke. He will be able to find one, swapping to the sidearm, but it's not going to happen. VASHI continuing to push forward. They don't want to plant the spike too early, knowing that PRX just might be around the corner. The timing is crucial for this team right now. Ronsky striking from behind, but down to 7 HP. Shoulder exposed and Jin.
Nice bonus.
Single shot to the body block. That's going to be PRX getting off the third round win on the second half.
But still a ton of damage done here by GE. This
Monyet
is
supremacy,
a
yes,
relatively
Monyet
successful
तो
round. I love the way that they get aggressive towards Secret. They just start pushing right into the back of the map. You know, Devi here, a good hold against Rossi, but that kind of bought just enough space and time that they're able to get this job done. I mean, the defenses were pretty strong. Still, PRX able to, in the long run, you can see Jing there with a little bit of a sigh of relief. It was on a knife's edge for a moment there, for sure.
But again, I mean, these performances from all players so far, especially Something and Jing, this duo right now. Look at how these hot hands push them off. He's claiming those ult orbs. 1 point away from a run it back, and that's going to be big value in the second half. Something.
Oh.
Narrowly getting away by the inch of by a hair.
No damage even done there.
I mean, it's just to gain information now. Leapfrogging forward, leapfrogging backward. A bit of a guiding light to ensure that nobody's really on site just yet. Devi on the other side of those boxes. Timing of peeking is really crucial because what they really want to do is prevent them from going forward. But look at that Nova Pulse. Forsaken a quick triple, but Global not backing down. Monyet versus Mindfreak again.
Come on, Monyet.
Both M controllers.
What
Where
just
could
happened?
Monyet be?
What just happened in there?
You blinked and you missed it, buddy.
I gotta stop blinking.
Monyet.
This is tough, man.
Mindfreak's waiting for the spike tag.
This is this is much more difficult for Monyet.
30 seconds left.
He has a lot more to work with. Trying to see if it's not the bait. Oh, he looked it the wrong way. Mindfreak gets it. Unbelievable.
You have no idea where to look.
The timing, again, it's so much harder for Monyet there. It just is so much harder.
You can't out-mind game the Mind Freak, buddy.
That's true.
He tried to bait out the peak. He tapped the spike. He put down the Nebula. But Mind Freak just waited like, all right, 1, 2,
Somewhere, Chris Angel just smiled and nodded. Yeah. He doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't even know what Valorant is. But
just like,
yeah,
hey, I feel happy today. 6-10 now. Global again looking to find their win, back into it, but a sudden bit of aggression, and it's the same set play on towards A main. Someone could pick up that ult orb. Jing has to run it back, and that's why he's pushing forward. Doesn't even care because it's just information. Might have seen them peeking back out as his run it back expired.
that's a great little play. Oh, Monyet there, but Forsaken again, good for 2. Oh! Huge play from Jing on the other side, dude. He was phenomenal that round. Just pushing that map so aggressively, and now PRX, the confidence flowing, the rounds. I mean, this is almost over. It looks like it's 11-6, and GE needs to dig deep, and it's going to be a timeout to try to find that energy, to try to find that strength.
पहले देखना है कि भाई PRX वाले कहाँ फाइट लेने आ रहे हैं तो वो हिसाब से दूसरी साइड प्रेशर डालना चाहिए और वो एरिया वापस लेना चाहिए जिधर PRX ने प्रेशर डाला
are feeling themselves like
मुश्किल
this.
होएगा
How?
जैसे अगर एमएन वाला प्ले कर रहे हैं मॉली वाला
The only one
2 और
who
8 पे
really
प्रेशर
stopped
डालो
them so
और
far.
पीछे हो जाओ
Team Secret,
और वापस एमएन वाले पे जाके
PRX,
मारो अगर अपन ऐसा खेलेंगे तो
but this
बहुत
is
मुश्किल
peak
पड़ेगा
performance now.
Well,
They are
PRX
flowing like water.
PRX is
on a different level.
Yes, they are the team that, you know, I was talking with Binbon after we did our little, you know, our segment where we ranked the teams. Yeah, he saw that. He goes, yeah, you know, DRX S, and then we're talking about it. I'm like, well, DRX actually SS.
SS.
DRX is actually SS.
Are we like SSS smoking?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Stylish.
This is like.
फास्ट भी करे तो पेपर अरे
PRX
गैम्बल सेट करता है तो फाइट
PRX
बता के करता है गाइस तो देखना है कि कहाँ फाइट कर रहे हैं
just has
वो
their
हिसाब से कॉल करना है
They've said in
They're
publicly
kryptonite,
that they can't beat them.
प्री डिसाइडेड कॉल पे जा रहे हैं कि ये
Respect,
करना है वो
whether
नहीं
it be
काम
on
कर
stage
रहे
or
हैं
off. And it's tough. I mean, that's most of the teams in Pacific. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Right now, it's hard. And, you know, you're seeing this in a lot of the other regions, too, where there is clearly a separation of teams.
Right now, we want to see Global Esports close in on that gap between them and PRX. And we saw it so much so on Icebox. Can they do it again back on Pearl? After this timeout, called by Eraser, they're trying to fight back towards A main. 𝐻𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 peeking into it, but something is just too damn good.
He's incredible. I mean, this double push here, even though Jing gets caught with his pants down a little bit there, it doesn't matter. Something's just right there for the follow-up. And yes, it is a lower buy for GE. Some Spectres, some Stingers, and that kind of thing, but still, you know, now you're going to even invest the Seekers. You have all kinds of ults, but Monyet, wow, that was fast. Oh my God! Not like this! Oh.
Spike down A.
Few guns now, something versus Monyet.
One enemy remaining.
Might have a little bit, but not against Forsaken, who's just holding the angle up by heart. VASHI answers back, and we're down to the one-on-one. Not sure where something is. Collecting on that 4th frag. But such an incredible eco round for Global. Match point, though.
This is it. This is either 6 rounds in a row for GE and we go to overtime, or at some point before then, it will be PRX winning the match. And I mean, this is something here, just reading these positions so well. That initial push with Jing really well set up, and he's able to catch bhavinkotwani a little bit off guard on that angle.
Yeah.
Man, Monyet, those Sheriff shots were pretty good.
They were good, but I have to level with you, Paper Thin.
Uh-huh.
This has been 3 rounds now that we've seen Global continue to try to contest A main, and every time PRX, Jing, something, they are able to push them off.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Jing there. That
why
Phoenix utility really suits itself to those angles. You know, the way that you can throw those curveballs.
Okay, that's why we're going back towards the B side. The Nightfall, maybe trying to get some value off of it, but Cosmic Divide, I don't know if that's going to work out against them.
The lockdown in the back, though.
Peaks might be so crucial, but yes, the lockdown at the back gives them a little bit more cover. Global still have full control, though, because this is a split push now. They have B lane control, they have Forsaken surrounded, but he still makes a shot anyway. Spike Karen killed, 50 seconds left, and they will be able to get that spike down.
PRX is cooking on the back of that lockdown. They try to push the angles, and it's going to be bhavinkotwani to get the final kill onto something. That was pretty interesting from PRX, because they're like, we're going to throw a lockdown, but we're not going to play it like safe. We're just going to hit the edges towards B-Link and towards Pillar, and we're just going to try to push the space, and GE is thoroughly ready for it. It does not fool them at all this time. You know, the WK Gaming sometimes does catch teams and players off guard, but not in this round. So GE, they're focused. You can see bhavinkotwani, he looks pretty keyed in right now. He really wants to turn this around. Of course they do. GE knows what's at stake. Now they've got a lockdown, Blade Storm of their own.
5 rounds is not impossible.
Blades v Blades.
There's no Blades, but this is a very different. And what? Woo! Still able to updraft twice.
Don't leave this man when he's got blades in his hands, observers. Just stay on him.
He knifed the 0 point. And now he's looking to go back in, but they will spray him through the Nebula.
I cursed him. My B.
And here comes 𝐻𝐺. Clint, you have cursed PRX in this very round. They are out of firepower. If anything, maybe Jing coming from the back of B long now. But guess what? Killjoy utility be damned. It's all over the place. And oh, he still managed to make it work.
No way!
This it? Jing! Oh, and MyFreak is the one to do it up from the top of heaven. PRX 13-7 ends this best of 3.
Well, the Jing fans certainly got what they wanted. There's tons of them here in the audience. Tons of them all over the world, certainly. And that right there was a great play. Clean with that Vandal. Does a ton of damage. It was an eco round mostly, but Jing's able to find that Vandal and put it to good use.
I'm thinking, like, how do you counter a team with that much dueling potential? It starts off with that linchpin that is something. Updrafts upwards, gets the first pick, and then a big push back, and then players to come from behind as well. Feels bad.
Yeah, I mean, once the confidence got flowing here for PRX, once they went into kind of that no-roll mode, what we usually used to see from them, I think when they got back to having somebody like Divine who's in there, I think helped calling shots, even if it's very minimal sort of direction of traffic, it still needs to be there somewhat. And something has just a phenomenal match. The entries from him were insane. Every time he has the blades in his hands, he's good for at least one. The value that he finds on these pushes, him and Jing, like you were talking about, locking down that long A hallway,